I'm here!
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
We didn't count down either, and somehow we
No,
did it.
I didn't count it. I gave you 40 seconds, but
You did
I think
great.
No
I
one
think
counts down from 40 seconds.
I did.
Sure you did.
I had a vague inkling in my head where we were.
That's different from counting down.
there was a discussion going on in that 40 seconds.
It was.
Yeah,
That
just
was
a little
very important.
bit. Not really. Not really. But we're back. Hi, everybody. This is Payne University Broken Glass, which is our Season 3 or Investigation 3, I believe, where we are all linked to a university campus in Payne Town, or in the city. The city just doesn't have a name. It's just the city.
It's the city. That's right.
Yeah, just the city. Where it's only got one football team, so that's kind of a weird thing. So I don't know how we do that, but anyway.
Just a foreshadow of this. There is a nickname the city has, but you don't know it because most people have forgotten.
Oh, okay.
Oh. There's a history
Wait,
here.
did we forget?
Ooh.
Nope. Well, I don't know. It has not been established in the game yet, but the city does have a kind of a nickname.
Okay. Because I know we forgot something last week, but I can't remember what we
Nope.
forgot.
I remember it. This is something I'm going to introduce in a dramatic moment.
Wait,
And another unconscious hallucination of Chuck's.
That's
that
right,
won't
Mavis.
matter to anyone
it's
else.
me.
Because you're the one who's always going unconscious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'll
I
have to
wonder
come up
if
with some other
someone else-
mechanism to reveal things to other people.
needs to be someone else. Let's knock someone else out this time. Please.
None of
Just-
us
It's
try to
just
tackle
all the
something.
blood force trauma that you keep experiencing. It's just a typical occurrence.
I don't know, by the way, why you think that those unconscious visions mean anything. That was just something that happened in his head. It doesn't have any plot effect.
Right.
I don't believe you.
So we are working on a merch shirt saying the keeper is not your friend for the Call of Cthulhu games. Do we need the MC is not your friend?
I am your friend. I am your friend.
Or the MC
I'm the
only has
biggest-
hard moves?
There.
Oh,
The
that has
MC will get
connotations.
you hard.
Oh, straight
That's
in
the one I
there.
like. Yeah, that's the one I like.
You know, we had a conversation about cat calls earlier before the show even started. And I feel we're just circling back around to this now.
I missed that conversation, but I just heard a little bit of it. It's like, okay. I was going to say let's keep it PG, but we're not really PG, but let's
That's pretty
move
PG,
on and...
Right.
We're at the PG-13 level. We're still fine.
We'll see where we end up. But, as long as it's TRS. Now, we'll do introductions. So, Penny, Paul.
Hello,
Oh, it's
everybody.
people.
My name is Paul. I am playing Penny Roberts. She is a reporter at the Duskville University. She loves photos. She's quite a witty chick. And currently, I believe she's locked in a painting. So we're going to have an interesting time deciding what the hell I'm going to do about that.
Well, to be fair, you're just in one of your own photographs. You're not
Yeah,
in a
you-
painting.
Oh,
And
It will all be explained later when I have to do a voiceover.
yeah, and on top of that, it's just as an easy storage device for when you're not here.
That's right.
very
It is.
smart. Homes for the homeless is one of the powers, you know. She's feeding the many homeless who live in City X or, you know, wherever the hell we are.
We were in a fight at the time though, so you just disappeared. Just
Yeah.
one. Wolf.
Yeah, I am Wolf of Red Roses. I am playing Corvus Castle, the early childhood education professor and avatar of the Grim Reaper here in our fair city. Yeah, we'll find out more about what he thinks of the current situation in a little bit.
Viv.
Hi, my name is Oblivivian, or Vivian, go by Viv, that's fine. I am playing Mavis Thorn. She is a literature student who loves poetry, Edgar Allan Poe, that kind of stuff. Speaks a lot of poetry, and also just has this magic wand that kind of does some types of magic with bubbles and such. That's great introduction. That's that's what I do.
Distinct
Bubbles.
and concise.
Bubbles, goth chick.
Bubbles.
That's it. That's all you got to know.
Yes, no, that's good.
And poetry. Edgar
And
Poe.
poetry.
Yeah.
That goes with goth chick, I think.
Not always, but just listen out for the poetry which you sneak in every now and then.
Question from the student in the room, right quick. The magical wand, are you going to be doing a magical girl transformation with that as well, or are you embracing a different aspect?
We don't need to expose maybe my ideas in the future. At some point.
Do we get a quick change?
Not yet. I only have one mythos theme. This is the beginning of the magical girl story. You don't have too much going on.
Oh no, Sailor Moon
I
got
can't wait to watch
magical
the
girl
filler.
transformation like day one. Like as soon as
I'm not
became
Sailor
magical.
Moon.
I mean, whatever.
More maybe card captor Sakura, we'll see.
Yeah. That one.
And we've got to watch out for copyright. Either way, hi. My name's Karsh Goblin. I play Chuck, the dumb jock of the group, who seems to keep on putting himself in super dangerous situations to save others, even saving the people that are trying to kill us, which is all a thing. If you watched last week, then you might have an idea. If not, we'll see how much of Corvus's recollection in the monologue is accurate or just one-sided. We'll see. Also, in the background, we're hearing a few different audio sets. We use Syrinscape to set the mood. We also have the audio sets for the two soundtracks for City of Mist and the beginner box. And we use those intersplice to just really set the mood. They're not sponsors, but check Syrinscape out. I really am impressed with their stuff. You can donate to the channel. Each donation per $1 or per 100 bits, it's not much, gives us a +1 to our rolls, and they become very, very useful, seeing we're only rolling 2d6. So every +1 is a massive, massive advantage. And of course, being professional, that's my phone going off. So yeah. Also,
Great recovery, though.
Yeah, the artwork and all the imagery and all the stuff that we have here is from Hitakiri Chibi. Check her out at Twitch TV Hitakiri Chibi or bestokecc.com.au. She does amazing work. Probably easily the most professional full-time commission artist that we've had to work with on the channel. And we're also part of the Roll20 Ambassador program, and it is Roll20's 10-year birthday this month, and we will be giving away, in theory, we'll see how it goes, 10 giveaways of CD keys for Roll20 stuff later on in the month. We'll have to figure out one day or maybe a few on like over a couple of days, but that's also happening this month as well. So keep an eye on the social medias and all the other bits and pieces, or in our Discord for more information. And we then go to our Mistress of Ceremonies.
Hello, everybody. It's me. Was that me? I'm closing that. I don't know if that was me or not. Hello, everybody. It's me, Polly. I'm back. I am the Mistress of Ceremonies here on our adventure nights in Payne University. This is case 3. Every session starts out with the voiceover monologue move, and today the voiceover monologue will be done by Corvus Castle.
Hello. All right, then. No reason to beat around the bush. Let's get into it. So we find Corvus outside his office smoking a cigarette after the events of following the doctor to the meeting and getting the information from his psychopomp, writing it down, or however it communicates. We don't know. It happened off screen. So he's sitting there smoking like, each day gets longer and longer. Wake up late for work, thinking, oh, that's not a great way to start, but the day will pick up as it goes along. Nope. Then we have some mud monster attacked the bookstore. Of course, it was one of the former students. It's Reuben Stone. Managed to get most people out safely, minus Chuck, which par for the course at this point. But as always, quick to recover, bounce back. Penny was in a photo the whole time. I'm not sure why. Didn't want to come out, I guess, past trauma. But after Chuck recovered from the bookstore collapsing on top of him, we finally decided to actually figure out more what's going on. Reuben told us, Archibald Tennant, the professor who's with this Mending the Broken, they apparently have a meeting every Wednesday night here on campus, which, once again, don't understand how he still has his license or how any of these people have a license, but it is what it is. So, before that, apparently Chuck has been suffering possible delusions about someone in his dreams talking to him, but I've learned not to take anything at coincidence at this point. So we went to the Historical Society to find out more about the foundation of the city and university, and oh boy, was that a fun trip of sitting around doing nothing while both Chuck and Mavis forgot literally everything they were told, because of course that too is related to all the things going on in this city. So why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it just be simple and have a historical society in town that is useful to people? But no. So we leave there. We go.
Like, God, it's as if this city is like fictional. You can't make this shit up.
I feel like I'm in a game of some sort with some overbeings who make my life hard for no reason other than their own enjoyment. Anyway, we then followed Professor Tennant to the meeting of Mending the Broken, and despite currently being forgetful, Mavis managed to get us the location of the meeting by following the professor somehow. I don't know. She couldn't get into the meeting, of course, so sent one of the little fellows. He gestures over his, or he doesn't, because this is his inner monologue. Why the hell would he do that?
Yeah.
He thinks to himself, well, at least one of the psychopomps managed to get in there, all right. I managed to kill the lights and get it, and got some good information out of it. A Dr. Esther Monahan is the leader of Mending the Broken. We managed to figure out, or at least the psychopomp heard them say something about being discredited is the only way to stop them now. We'll see if that is actually the case or not, but regardless, we got the information we needed, and hopefully things will be on a bit of an upswing from here.
All right, thank you. Oh, hold on a second.
That was wonderful. I feel like we learned a lot about your character. He's just fed up with all this crazy shit.
God, it's as if there's some force stopping me from just answering simple questions. All right, so where exactly did we leave off? Okay, so what happened at the end of the meeting? The meeting ended, and well, I assume you scurried away before that meeting broke.
Yeah, as soon as they were wrapping up, putting the chairs away, Corvus would have had the psychopomp get out of there and get everyone back to his office so they can discuss what the psychopomp had learned.
All right, let us waste no time. And the camera focuses through your office door. It's got the frosted glass. It says Dr. Castle. The camera goes
adding it to my title that I now have a doctorate.
That's
Didn't
right.
have one in my character, but I have one now.
Professor Castle.
So is that correct continuity move still in effect? Because I think we need to correct that.
Yeah,
I would like to declare a flashback that he got his PhD at night.
I've been taking night classes. Little did you all know.
Did you not have a PhD before?
I was just a professor at the university.
Well, that in my experience, that usually
PhD.
requires a PhD. So you have a PhD. I don't know what. I don't know what kind of shop you think that I'm running here. This is a
There's only one college in this town, so it's not like I have a degree
so
from
far
somewhere
as
else.
you know. All right. Well, you can. Okay. Well, I guess you could be an adjunct or something if you want, but I think I think you're a well qualified teacher. So
We don't know. We've never actually sat in on one of his classes. Nobody knows.
True. Okay. We have no idea. Maybe he's just squatting there. But you do have an office.
I was about to say I got 2 attention on it, so I'm doing something right.
It is actually the gateway to hell or something like that, right?
No,
or Death's
it
waiting
is.
room.
It's Death's waiting room.
That's right. Okay.
Some people might go to hell after being there, but some people might go other places. It's not just hell.
So you have managed to gather the crew together, and you brought whatever photograph Penny was in to the office.
It's been sitting in just my coat pocket the whole time.
Oh, fair enough. And the meeting that you were there surreptitiously viewing has come to an end, and so the scene will just open in that office.
Yeah, Corvus puts the photo that Penny's in on the ground, so when Penny pops out of it, isn't like in midair falling on their head.
Thank you in advance. That was very kind.
Can we set up a pie next time? Like,
how long has it been since we since this all transpired? Because there's a weakness tag which is relevant here.
I don't know. Truth be told, I think it was just like a day. Like, I think as soon as Chuck woke up, we were back up and running.
You don't want to know. Chuck's been in hospital for a few days. He was collapsed upon.
Right.
I could have sworn he got out next day.
I got it.
But
I think I'm just gonna chuck Penny back into the scene by saying that a slightly spectral hand starts creeping out of the photograph. Probably looks a bit like a horror movie. Because unfortunately, the weakness tag of Picture World is that you phase out of reality from exposure to it. So if you're there for long periods of time, you start to disjunct from the reality that you're normally in into the Picture World reality. And so coming back into this one is a bit of a problem. So she'll start, her rest of her body will start coming out. Maybe she's missing a shoulder, a leg is completely see-through. Looks 100% like a ghost. And then she drags out what is half of a student's body, which is also completely and utterly riddled with ghost-like holes. It looks like it's been someone's take a rubber marker to someone's being, and you can kind of see through it in a really weird way. And that's and she can't speak.
Penny, are you okay? You're not quite there. It doesn't seem you're quite yourself today.
Corvus tries to. So the Corvus looks at this like, well, this looks eerily similar to the ghost I've talked to in the past. Let's figure out if this is a ghost. And uses the souls of the dead power he has to talk to ghosts. Penny, are you dead? Can you hear this? All right, so not dead. Good start. Is the half disappeared student dead? Okay, that's not great.
Mavis, are you good with talking to mimes? I've never been good at charades.
I was about to say, Mavis wears a lot of black and white makeup. It's like a mime, I suppose.
Oh, those are fighting words.
I'm going to not take offense to that. In an act of not causing an argument, but no, I don't speak mime.
Well, of course you wouldn't speak it; you'd mime it.
I don't mime.
Got my good one in. All right, Penny, hold up your hands. How long, roughly, in terms of days, is this going to take to go away? 1 day. And the student's just dead. No way of reversing that. And follow-up question. Was this because of the mud monster, or is this something else?
Ooh.
All right, then. Put that on the list of horrible things that have happened.
So,
Do you want me to?
Go ahead. Sorry.
You love the dead person? Like what? I don't know what that means. Can you write? Can you hold things?
You ate them. You ate their heart.
No, Chuck.
All right. Well,
I always lose at this game.
well, we're already here, and so Corvus like takes out his scythe and like puts it along this weird ghost body and just like drags the spirit out of it.
Well, that's a good question. With the spirit being stuck partly in one reality and in another reality, it's probably going to be, like waking its way back to its own one, right? But it's stuck half and half. So I'm kind of curious. Maybe it's half there, half not.
Oh,
Half-reap.
I guess we'll find out when
I had to make it
about whether or not I
complicated
can
for
do
you.
this.
We're trying to take a spirit who's half in one reality and half in another. Can Corvus, as its original being is in this reality, take control of its spirit and drag it from the other one? The one we just came out of.
I mean, you could try.
Well, once again, this thing's just dead.
Yep.
Like the person's dead, so I'm just trying to talk to the ghost. Like I
don't think that's anywhere outside your. I mean, you do that all the time, right? That is.
That's why but I'm not like trying to get any information out of it. I'm just trying to get because I'm already in my waiting room. I'm just trying to get like the processing started of the spirit.
Very proactive of you.
It's like already here. I'm just like whatever. We'll get this done.
Okay. What are you trying to? Okay. What are you trying to achieve? I guess is the question.
Getting a head start on paperwork.
Okay. All right. Well. Okay. Okay. So, like, tell me. Why don't you tell me about this student that? How did the student die? Like, do I just improv that? Do you want me to?
Well, according to Penny, they were already dead in the photo. Like, Penny, who is this person? How'd they die? Like, out of character.
I had an idea, which I'm happy to give you, or you can just run with it for your heart's content. My idea was that it's Olia, which is her roommate. Someone that she knows and loves very much. So she's a dear friend. So that's the reason why she didn't come out the photo for a couple of days, because she was stuck crying and didn't want to leave.
Okay. So what's the name of this person?
Olia. So it's OleyA with a weird E because it's Swedish.
Roommate OleyA.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Is there any? Well.
She loves horror stories. She's not a rift. She did no idea what happened.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
And Penny, you have a chat redemption. So.
No, you don't. That's cheating. You can't do that.
I clicked it by accident, and then I was like, shoot. To Penny. I was just
we're changing that rule now?
How
generous
to this
generally I don't allow
no idea.
It's the MCs. It's the MCs.
Oh, okay.
The MC can overrule. Generally I don't allow it. But for the mime, I was like, yeah, that's...
It was an accident. I didn't mean to click it, and I was like, oops.
I was just saying that's Karsh's rule. I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Like if you want to give each other dice, like I'll generally think it's okay.
Generally speaking, the reason why I don't allow it though is like if we're in chat, we're just accumulating chat points all the time, and we'll have so much more.
Yeah, but do you have a cooldown? You have a cooldown on it. Right?
There's no cooldown.
How come I can't just keep? How come there's a limit?
Okay, there's minor limits, but not to the extent which
Oh, okay. All right, we'll just say once per session.
Yeah, but that's why we don't generally allow it. Because, I mean, people that have been here for 4 years, they have so many channel points.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've got quite a few.
Yeah. Anyway, back to scene.
Yes. Sorry about that. Okay, well, there you go. Penny, you have a point. You have a chat point. Okay. So, you are getting getting up to date on your paperwork, you flip through the stack of papers, and sure enough, there's a form there for the for Olia. Although I don't know if it's a recent form or if it's a, I mean, well, how about this? You notice that in the pile there is there's a form from Olia, but it looks like it got like shoved to the bottom of the drawer, and it must have been under there for a while, and you're now finally pulling it out. You're like, oh, whoops, it's a little bit smudged and it's a little bit old, but yeah, okay, well, looks like I better get up to date on this.
Yeah. Do you want me to roll something to summon her ghost here? Once again, I'm not investigating or anything. I just need to like.
No. I mean, this is your normal job. Do you normally like talk to people? Okay, well, she appears before you. It was like, ah! Oh.
Welcome back, I suppose. So, how do I phrase this in a delicate manner? You have pass. Oh,
I was just going to say you're dead.
You passed on.
Cool.
I don't. Where am I? How am I standing up? And did I sleepwalk here? I had the longest, most horrific nightmare. Who are you?
Hate to inform you that. Did you imagine getting half crushed by a mud monster? Your cause of death here is obscured. I don't actually know how you died, but based on just evidence.
She was killed by the mud monster. I missed that. I thought this was a roommate that died. I'm gonna change the story. This is a roommate that died a while ago. And you're just.
I wanted to save her, so I kept her in the picture, and it didn't work.
Well, I see. Okay, never mind. Okay. So it's not. Sorry, I'm gonna make my own move. Correct the record. It's not that it was just found. It's at the top of the stack. Like, and whoa. Yes, my nightmare did have to do with. Now that I've revised what I have in my brain, it was I imagined. I had a dream that I was being drowned in mud. It was ridiculous. I've never had a dream like that. Normally, it's going to school in my underwear, but this one was different.
Oh, well, unfortunately, not a dream.
Okay.
If you want to try and wake yourself up, you'll be the first one who's done it. And if you do, I then have to go through the process of re-reaping you. But if you want to go and try, your body's right there. If you'd like to
I'm
take
Swedish,
a look.
by the way. I forgot. So what does that make you? Okay, see if I can do a Swedish here.
Swedish chef suddenly appears.
Does this make you like the Grim Reaper then? That's my Swedish.
From the Bronx, the Swedish from the Bronx, of course.
The Grim Reaper. Yeah.
Ja, I am the Grim Reaper.
Yeah. No. Okay, that's funny. Okay. Yeah. Okay. She like turns towards the door and she tries to reach for the handle and her hand goes right through it. What?
Have you got superpowers?
You're welcome to try and leave. I don't know what's behind the door for you at that point.
Well, I guess I'd be having to hear you out then.
Generally speaking.
So she sits down in your chair and then falls down to the floor and says, "Oh boy, I'm not good at this." Okay, so, and you can see sort of the like look of realization over her face. I didn't make it, did I?
No.
So wait, and you're telling me the afterlife is a professor's office?
No. I, as you guessed, am a form of the Grim Reaper. It's a convoluted story we don't need to get into.
She looks
I
worried
process
now.
your paperwork to get you to the afterlife that you deserve, I suppose.
Is it like? Am I going to be with Lars Eriksson? Where I always wanted to be?
You want to go to Valhalla?
Yes, Valhalla. That is the place. This is the Valhalla place.
Did you die with sword or axe in hand? Or some weapon. It doesn't have to be a sword or an axe. Those are just the two common ones.
That's right. In Swedish school, they did tell me that, and now I am sad.
What's Sweden? I only know this city. I don't know anything else outside of it.
Oh, I'm Swedish, I guess. My home country is known as Sweden.
Oh, okay.
And I have not been there in a long time.
Interesting. Anyway, yes. So weapon in hand when you died? Anything?
No.
Valhalla is off the list. You did die drowning. I can see about getting you to Njord's realm, which is essentially a watery Valhalla.
She like brightens up, like, okay, my ancestors are. I'm so sorry. This is all coming to me all at the same time. I don't. Do I have to decide now? And the last thing I remember, and she looks over. Are you there, Penny? Are you in the room too?
Yeah, she's our spectral form, but she's there.
Oh my God! You didn't make it either. You are with me now. And you cannot.
No. No. Penny is alive. It's a complicated scenario there as well. Thankfully, I don't have paperwork to do with that one. That's a separate issue.
This is very confusing.
I don't claim to understand it that much better than you. But
Penny, can you help me? Can you speak? What the fuck is it? Is this some sort of joke?
No. The short answer is no. Not a joke. Not a goof or a gag. Once again, your options, as far as I can tell, if you don't want.
Penny, are you okay? You are okay then? No. She puts her hand.
Well, I assume emotionally damaged due to your death and physically damaged.
Oh, but you are okay physically. Physically, no, you are trapped too in this place.
Anyway.
Does she have a boyfriend that we need to pass a message to?
Oh, that's
no,
usually
not
on
you,
my list.
Penny. It's not always about you.
I do not.
Or girlfriend.
I do not like boys or girls from the city. I only like the Swedish.
I don't know if that's racist or if that's.
I am very.
It's xenophobic, I think, is what it is.
Yes, that is me. Xenophobic.
Which to her would be patriotic.
Well, okay. I only say that because it is a cover, but I guess it doesn't matter. I might as well admit this now, but I love Penny. I love Penny in the way that I've never since it's all over for me. I might as well tell you, Penny, I believe you can do anything. You can do anything. You are the smartest, brightest, most beautiful woman that I've ever seen. And it is, I was too afraid to tell you this. And it would be weird, we're roommates or, whatever. And I don't know if you like that sort of thing. But I just want you to know.
I'm going to increase my sadness 1 to sadness 2 just now. Anyway, tear rolls down his eye. As touching as that is, I am afraid that I do have to get you somewhere.
You should always, you should not wait. I learned something today is you should not wait. for a brighter day, like Lars Eriksson did not wait. He took what was in front of him, and he reached the best life, and I did not.
I'm pretty sure Coach said don't take what's in front of you because then you get into a lot of trouble because women have a right to say no.
Who is this guy here?
Don't worry about
Once
it.
again,
Okay.
complicated scenario.
Okay.
Without any, it seems like the preference is a Norse-esque afterlife. Yes,
Yes,
that is right.
I can choose this.
Partially, like you technically, by your cultural standards, earn the right to go there.
Excellent. Well, I am sad about this. Is my family there?
Is your family dead?
I have not spoken to them in a long time. Many are. My ancestors do not live forever,
Well, yes.
Are they there? Will I see them again?
I don't know. I don't have. I just don't know.
Well, okay.
If you would please, like, the door to my office like swings open to just like a black, empty, starry night, and like a couple of the psychopomps are like walking next to the ghosts. Like, if you follow them, they'll get you where you need to go.
She swallows hard, takes a breath, and stands up and goes to try to hug Penny. And then, well, wait, are you still in a picture? And then she goes through you and can't touch you. She starts to cry. And I have made the mistake. I wish I could do it over again. And she turns toward the door and walks and disappears into the starlight.
And the door swings back shut.
And he's sobbing, or sobbing-ish.
Maeve was definitely writing down all the things that she was saying because she's like, that sounds really good. Like, she's dead. She's not going to need that. I'm going to write that down because those are some good poetry lines.
That feels like literal grave robbing to me.
It is, and that's why nobody knows what she's just writing down a note. You don't know what she's writing, but like, she is definitely writing down exactly what that woman said when she
I was doing sign language
future...
with "see you later," by the way.
Oh.
Well, if you die drowning, you can go there.
You
I
will
suppose,
not
if that's what you
steal
wanna
my
do.
material.
I will get a ghost lawyer.
Maybe so dark.
Listen, it's not dark. She doesn't need them, right? Like,
You using the dead as inspiration for that's really dark.
poetry inspiration comes from anywhere. Okay.
Well, when you
Never
literally
listen.
steal the words from someone here, that's a slight
She doesn't
difference thing.
need them. She doesn't.
If it's good, it's good, I mean, she ain't using it.
I suppose we could follow the old adage, the great steal.
Make sure you put Lars Eriksson in there.
It,
I know literally nothing about Sweden. I don't even know if Lars Eriksson is Swedish, but it's close.
I just gave her a Swedish name. She didn't have to be from Sweden. I mentioned her a few times in passing in a couple of sessions about the one who shows me some horror movies and things like that. So it felt like an appropriate thing.
This is not going to be the last time that we hear from Olia, probably.
I
If I
suppose
can't
if
hear your
Olia has
wonderful
useful
voice
information, I could always summon her ghost again.
Can we learn from Lars Eriksson though? He's a Swedish singer, by the way.
Yes.
From Sweden's Idol from 2008 is what I just read.
What's that?
Yeah, I assumed you were talking about Leif Erikson, the famous Viking explorer.
Lars Eriksson. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Leif Erikson. But she doesn't know the difference. She's she hasn't been to Sweden in a long time. And by the way, the interesting thing is, for all you know, you don't. I mean, for purposes of life, if like somebody mentions they're from Sweden, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, you know, I sort of know what that is. I just don't care. You're
All right,
like,
but
okay,
yeah.
she's foreign, whatever. You know, it's a very
Cool.
American city.
That was wonderful. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, that was a sad time for all involved.
Very sad.
Your job's a real bummer.
It is, and I have to do it all the time.
Don't you get like time off or like rest periods for oranges and stuff?
Orange?
If someone
Yeah,
gives me rest
halftime.
periods, they haven't done it yet.
Or like timeouts and like the 2-minute break as well? Or is it a 4-minute break? Like,
I don't think he gets a break, Chuck.
Chuck gave himself 1 chat point, so that's good.
no, that's me testing the system.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I know. I looked at it. I was like, "What did we just say?"
I
No,
mean,
I
you
was-
can give yourself a point if you want to be a jerk.
I was testing the system because we have a flashing system that I didn't know if it was working or not. That's all.
Okay.
It's like,
Yeah, no breaks on the job.
man, sports are much more fun. You get
Most
breaks all the
things are
time.
more fun.
Like when we have the ball, like the other part of the team has a whole break. Like half the team has a break. Then like when we're defending, I don't even go on the field. Then there's like a whole team just for kicking, and we all take a break, and just like the people that kick do that stuff. It's so easy.
Penny, how are you feeling?
Oh yeah, Penny.
I kind of like shove
Uh,
my notebook in my back pocket, and I'll just like go over and try to like slowly pat on the back of where her back would be. Like I'm just patting the air at this point. Like
Now, Penny, I would like to take this moment to invite you to give yourself a status that would reflect mechanically your current situation, whatever that is.
Holy.
So we have phase out from reality phase out of reality from exposure. It's a weakness tag inside picture world. That's what's happening right now. She's been in the picture too long. So the weakness of being in the picture too long is that you're disjointed from reality. So she is basically reforming in this one.
I see. I see. So
But
it's
it
not
takes she's
time
like
for a
she's like
status.
partially there.
I see. Okay. All right. Okay. So we're
That's why
just
she
learning
can't
a
speak.
little bit about how your powers work. Excellent. Okay. Continue. I didn't mean to.
Penny, does this mean that you've got like I know it's maybe bad timing, but does
Chuck.
this mean what?
This is the worst timing, in fact. Stop. Just stop.
But you don't know what I'm going to say.
I don't care.
Chuck.
Penny's gonna stand up. She's gonna clap her hands. I've had a couple of
Makes
days.
no
so-
noise to us.
Nope, makes absolutely none.
So just
And
like
she I guess hovers over to Corvus, taps, holds his shoulder, and points at the chair, and kind of sounds like, "Can I use this? Can I sit here for a while?"
by all means.
She like kind of masks her complexion and points at the door.
So you're staying here for a couple of days?
Okay.
Shouldn't you like? Do you need someone to check on your room to make sure everything's okay? Are you sure?
Penny can handle that
mean-
when she's back in step with us.
You've got a free like. There's an extra bed now.
Chuck. It's not
How
the
is-
time.
How is this possible? I don't understand it.
Well,
I keep hearing a ringing.
Yeah,
Penny's
it's-
looking around.
As the rain, kids, as the rain starts up outside.
It's drizzling out there.
well, Penny, when you're all, here again, magic stuff. You can come by mine. We can get sorbet and Maybe that'll make you feel better. You can watch really bad movies. Cool.
Can I come?
Chuck, my apartment building has a no boys allowed rule. Yeah.
That's so sexist.
It is, yeah.
Should really fight that injustice, Chuck. You should contact the apartment building, and I'm sure they'll give you so many details about it.
So, are we going to do that thing now, or do we want to wait for Penny to be back?
I mean, what thing? We already followed the
Yeah, like
professor.
what do you think you have to do next?
What happened in
What
the
is on your
professors?
mind? I'm curious what you're thinking you might do tonight.
Weren't
It's
we
late.
supposed to like go
It's like-
find that lady's thing, and then see now Viv doesn't remember exactly.
Oh yeah, that's right.
what
You're
this
still
is.
forgetful at this point. We'll say
Yeah.
that your forgetfulness is going to wear off tomorrow morning, or it'll start to fade a little bit. But
We
you're not going to stay forgetful overnight.
We already got all we needed. Both of you go home for tonight. You're fine.
Hey, did that guy survive? The
Which-
weirdo with the sewage mouth, the potty mouth.
Oh, the mud. Yes, survived.
So I did good.
You did. You
You did
saved
great,
someone
Chuck.
who
Yeah.
maybe we can question about the validity of saving them, but you did save them, so you did do good.
So what's our next lead?
By the way, let me tell you this. It's dark out. You have a window office, Corvus, and you have a view of the parking lot, and it's 10 at night. It's 10:30, so it's pretty empty. You look out just for a second. So one of you looks out for just a second, and you just happen to see a car that seems a little bit out of place. It's parked out there. It's just sort of a plain looking, I don't know. It's not a sedan. It's more like a sort of we'll call it like a retired cop looking car, right? And it has its lights on. It's parked across the parking lot. Lines that you park. It's parked across, like perpendicular in a strange way. And the lights just happen to go off, and you see that out of the corner of your eye, and you just, that's weird. Somebody's just parked out there weirdly in the parking lot. Could be nothing. I don't know. I'm just describing the scene.
Does that remind you of a cop car to you?
The only person I can think of who would have reason both to follow us at this point, at least in my mind, and have a cop car at the disposal isn't Kidu.
Kindu's awesome. Haven't spoken to her for ages.
We'll discuss that another time.
Have you seen Kindu recently? I chatted to her like a while back, but that was that weird phone call you all went. Ugh.
Right. Once again, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Mavis, given everything that happens, do you want someone to get you home safe? Do you feel comfortable going by yourself?
Oh, I'll be fine. I'm not like Chuck here. I remember a lot of things right now, so I'm pretty good.
Okay. What did the man at the Historical Society tell you?
It did slip my mind. Honestly, I was thinking about other things. So maybe that was...
What room did we follow Archibald Tennant to?
The auditorium?
I'm going to get you home.
Okay. Okay.
Chuck, do you want to sleep in the office? I don't. Do you want to sleep outside in the rain under a bridge? I don't know.
Do I have to do paperwork?
No, the psychopomps handle that one.
So you sure I don't have to fill out any forms?
Not unless you die.
If anyone asks, I broke in here and spent the night here.
That's fine. He points to a cabinet. There's a pillow and blanket. Bottom shelf.
Why would you have a pillow and blanket in your...
I've had long nights in this office recently.
Let me tell you this though, Chuck. While you may be sleeping in this office, maybe you feel like you're doing it because, you're concerned that you might not necessarily be safe because you're forgetful or whatever, but you feel compelled. I'm going to suggest that you feel compelled to go back to your bridge. You're just more comfortable under the bridge.
I think I might get in trouble if someone walks in here or knocks on the door. I might get in trouble and then I might lose my scholarship. So I might just go home.
It seems like that would be better.
Yeah.
Why don't I just stay here with Penny so she's not alone all night?
Whatever works. Yes, as I said, bottom shelf, pillow, blanket, couch is there.
I was taking the pillow and blanket with me.
I
expected that. He knows they're there now. He's not going to leave
I'm
them.
still holding the. It's like no. I thought this was for me. Mavis, do you
don't
want
care.
them?
I just don't care.
Yes, I do. Please give.
Corvus leaves the office at this point and lets them take care about pillows and blankets.
Okay, I guess I'll go outside and go home in the rain and the storm.
Yeah. If there's nothing, is there anything else of significance do you imagine happening in this scene? Because I would like to fade out and reopen for just a second. I would like to say, Chuck, you make it home. You can eliminate your status as a forgetful if you have one. For some reason, they just, your brain just happened, or you didn't have to put any effort in to try to be less forgetful. It's just, you became, in fact, you may have even forgot that you were forgetful. We'll say that that's how it happened. Hey, Chuck just left in the moment I wanted to put the spotlight on him so he could describe where he, like, his living situation.
I could have a conversation with Penny.
Go for it.
And you, Penny can't talk.
Yeah, I can have a one-sided conversation with Penny.
Do it.
I can listen to your problems. Yeah.
No.
Your problems of stealing words from the dead.
I don't do that. That's a very strange accusation. I've never done that once in my life before, and I would not even remember doing that because I'm forgetful right now.
Mavis, before you have your conversation with Penny, tell me what is your character feeling like? What are you feeling like at the moment? Like this is still a new crew, right? You're still sort of sort of weird that one, you're with a bunch of new people. Suddenly your roommate just dies. You can't save her. And then you have this moment where it's like, this whole thing was on, this whole undercurrent was going on. You had no idea what, so far as I know, you have no idea. Like, what are you feeling right now? You met this weird, this weird therapist. Like what's going on?
Oh, me? You're asking me? Okay. Sorry, you said your roommate died, so I thought you were talking to Penny.
Penny's roommate died.
Penny's roommate died.
Sorry.
No, it's cool. I was just like, it kind of works for both of us because we're both new to the crew, kind of. So, I'm a little overwhelmed. That's why I kind of decided not to go home. I mean, besides, Penny's kind of my friend now, and I want to make sure that she's okay. And also, I put other people before myself, anyways. I'm just kind of a little overwhelmed. But I probably wouldn't say that out loud. I'd probably just keep my cool and be like, yeah, no, it's cool. But I still find it really hard to believe all this magic stuff. And I feel like I have been staring at Penny when she's not looking, just being weird. Like I need to acknowledge that this is a human being who is somehow incorporeal and can't talk and came out of a picture. Like that is something that's happening to me right now. I feel like that is kind of where Maeve's head is at. Maeve is very taken aback and trying to get all her feelings in order so she doesn't freak out and end up in the hospital.
So are you back in your apartment right now?
No, I stayed at.
Oh, okay. So the scene then dissolves back to the office where you're sitting. Go ahead. You have the spotlight. Well, you two have the spotlight.
Cool. Just one of us because Penny can't talk. Penny, I've read in a poem once, the great art of life is sensation. To feel that we exist even in pain is how we know that we're human. So I don't know. I feel like, yeah, you do exist, right? In some capacity, you will exist. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, God, she's like going through like her list of like poems in her head to try to be like, what could help the most? What
could relate to this?
What's the poem that could relate to this?
Your roommate who was secretly in love with you died, and you're half incorporeal.
There's gotta be a Hallmark card for that, right? Like, sorry. That's their whole thing, right? They have a card for everything. There must be something.
I've heard the meme. It has to be true.
Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. Yeah. You don't know if you yeah. Well, the fool doth think he's wise, but the wise man doth think he a fool. Mostly directed at herself, thinking, I don't know what I'm supposed to say here, and I'm not great at anything that doesn't have anything to do with poetry. So, yeah, she'll kind of just like sit up and just continue to talk at Penny until maybe Penny responds at some point, maybe. Probably not.
She'll probably just try and put her hand on you. She's forming back ever so slowly. This is probably freaking you out even more. But, very slowly forming back some form of corporeal being. And one finger from an entire hand makes a bit of contact. You're like, Ugh! She puts the hand on your shoulder and just looks you in the eye and just says,
You're welcome. When you can talk, you can wake me up and we can talk more. I'm gonna sleep because I am so asleep. She's kind of just like sitting up, sleeping on the couch. Cool. That's
all right. So let's fade to black there. If you're done, we can fade to black. Yeah. I'm gonna start cutting scenes. I think.
Cut it.
I mean, I don't want to like cut out something so I'm quick to ask, but I know the rules say you're just supposed to be like and cut, but I don't want to like stop something in the middle of it. But so anyway,
it was a wonderful bit of filler.
Yeah.
I was trying to wait till Karsh came back, and then Karsh came back too quickly. I was like, dang, I'm not done with my filler.
Okay, let us. Well,
I had a phone call from my son's school. That's all.
That's okay. I mean, the Karsh thing was basically supposed to be just filler and color anyway, so we can do that another time. Let us now. Let's do a quick downtime move. For those that are new to the system, if you're watching, the downtime move is the thing that you do to resolve a bunch of off-scene, off-action stuff. There is a move called a downtime montage, and the way we run it here, the way you run it is that every player can choose one. So you should start thinking about what your downtime move is going to be right now. You can give attention to one of your logos themes. You can work the case. That'll give you clues. You can explore your mythos, the secrets to your inner nature. You can prepare for your next activity, or you can recover from your last activity. Who would like to make their move first? Let's start with Penny.
I would like to recover from my last activity to clear my status of non-existing.
Okay.
Thank you and please.
All right. So that is, you can. So did you even have a status like a mechanic?
Yeah, I signed myself one. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So that's gone. You fixed yourself. You've come. Are you fully? Has the time phase ended? Are you now back in normal time? You're normal. Everything's good. 100%.
She will be, yeah.
All
and
right,
she would have left Mavis asleep because she thinks she probably needs it after seeing all this crazy shit.
So you sneaked out while she was still sleeping out the door?
No, I would have waited there in the room.
Oh, okay, you wait. All right. So then I guess it makes sense. Corvus, what are you doing? We haven't heard from you. I have not put the spotlight on you. You have this. Well,
Yeah.
What's your move? And if you want to grab the spotlight for any reason, feel free.
I think he is going to prepare for his for the next activity. Like
Okay.
he realizes that they have a solid lead now of who to talk to next,
Okay.
and needs to be in like 100% fighting form. Maybe not actually fighting, but just 100% like ready to go.
Right.
So he's going to just take the night for himself, because I assume we're just getting the one night of downtime.
You tell me. Other people can tell me if you want more time than that, and I can tell you if something will happen in the intervening moments. The only thing that let's just say you have one night, and then you could figure out if you need more when you meet again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's going to at least take the night for himself. He is going to do what he does to relax. He's going to put on some music. He opens a nice bottle of brandy, pours himself a glass and just sits and relaxes. Goes through some old photo albums, remembers some better times in his life, and just kind of tries to get back to what he needs to be. Because he realizes if he collapses, there's a lot of times where he feels like if he wasn't there ready to go, probably some of these people would have died.
Yeah. There's some responsibility there. Maybe
he's also the only adult. He's the only person who's not a student at this college. He's a professor. It is partially his job to make sure that these students, he can't help it if they get hurt, especially in Chuck's instance. He can't really stop Chuck.
Let me ask you this. Does Corvus ever feel like that, this might not be a good thing to do to these kids? Maybe this team should break up. Maybe they should just focus on normal stuff. Do you feel like maybe you're getting them involved in something too risky?
I don't think he feels he is putting them at risk. He feels that risk keeps somehow happening upon their doorstep. The last couple mysteries, the first one was brought to us by Zeke. Zeke brought us together for that one with Detective and Kitu. The one after that was, once again, kind of a contact through Zeke of getting to the next cop. And then after that, it was literally a car accident that happened to us. A lot of these things, he feels like he can't really control what's happening around him. He is feeling a bit of a loss of the control of his world, but he also realizes I at least have to maintain the front that I have some control over it, even if he doesn't.
Okay. Thank you.
So I will recover my burnt.
You're going to recover your burnt tags? Okay.
Yep.
What about you, Chuck? We'll give Mavis a little more time.
Chuck is just, Chuck can have a wet night trying to sleep, but
do you just sleep out in the elements?
It's out in the elements. I have a little bit of cover from the bridge.
Okay.
So he doesn't generally get wet, but I was just trying to get a night
now,
inside.
To any normal person, that sounds insane, right? But you've had opportunities to have housing, right? I mean, you're a student. You could live in a dorm at least.
Well,
you had Corvus offer you place to live.
But if that happens, then I lose my scholarship. So is
that what you tell yourself?
We're amateur athletes, so if we're paid by the university or given things by the university, then we lose the scholarship and we lose where we are. So it's doing it rough, and that's just part of everything.
Yeah. Do you ever wonder why your teammates somehow secure housing?
Well, not really, but hey, it's just part and parcel.
Maybe they're just taking a risk, right?
Well, maybe they're taking a risk. Maybe they're taking something underhanded, and they're risking it by doing that. If they found out, they may lose everything. So after everything that's happened to Chuck, after losing the car, which was given to him by a third party, Chuck's no, straight and narrow. Just he won't take all those little side benefits that risk his future career.
Okay. Good. So what are you going to do? What's your...
But otherwise, he's just resting up and spending that time healing up.
All right. So what current status do you have? Is it
I've got badly bruised too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do for your downtime?
Essentially just rest up. My body heals itself over time, so that's just take the night off and relax and well.
All right, so you can be like just bruised one. Bruised one you are now. Okay, Mavis, tell us what's going on and what downtime move you're going to choose.
So I have this exposed to status, which was relating to me being exposed to the people in the auditorium or wherever.
Yeah.
So is that still there? Or...
No. That's
cool.
You're
cool.
correct to like call that out as a temporary or semi-permanent.
I just want to recover my burnt tags. I'm going to sleep and take some time to rest and recover my burnt power tags.
All right. I'll let that be good enough this time.
Cool. I mean, I'm just like, I'm like sleeping and I'm probably like relaxing in like I'll write some poetry when I wake up. If Penny's still there, Penny is still there, I will talk to Penny a little bit, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So wait a minute. How about we say this? We say next morning, you and Penny, do you stay in the office and wait for Chuck or wait for Corvus and Chuck to just come in, or do you try to do something else? Or
no, we're going to go get
show
breakfast.
Up early? What happens? You tell me what happens. I'm not going to tell you what happens. How do you get what happens the next morning? Let us say, well, it's now a Thursday morning, so classes start relatively early. There's a lot of activity going out in the hallways, and you're sort of hungover. You have this hungover feeling a little bit. Not bad. It's not going to affect your performance, but you wake up, you feel like you just slept in a ditch because it's a random office and it was a weird day. Well, I'll just leave it to you. What is everybody doing?
Breakfast sorbet.
Yeah.
Did you go out? Did you go out for lunch or for breakfast?
Well, I have a sorbet machine, and I'm going to go get it, and we're going to eat so much sorbet that we puke at lunch.
In your apartment?
In the dorms.
Okay. All right. So you snuck her. Wait. You like snuck her into the dorm cafeteria?
Well, I could probably have a guess. I could
that.
sign her in, maybe.
Yeah.
I was about to say, having lived in a dorm, no one ever checked when I brought people over. They were just like, it's okay, whatever.
Well, I thought you were in the cafeteria or something like that, where you have to use the meal card or something like that.
No.
Oh, I see. We have a sorbet machine in the dorm that I did share earlier. Unfortunately, well. So I think in her memory, to celebrate and to make me feel better as Penny, I'm going to drown my sorrows in sorbet.
Nice.
Specifically raspberry, most likely.
Cool. I will text Corvus what we are doing. Be like, hey, we're in Penny's dorm. Let us know if you need us. She's going through a lot. Smiley face.
Understood. Like, if you need a mental health day, take it. I'm going to continue forward with what I'm doing.
I mean, I would like to skip to the part where you're all together again, whenever that is.
Perfect.
Probably later in that day.
Right.
Yeah,
it's probably back in the office, or where are you? Let's say you're back in the office. Everybody arrives. Chuck rolls in.
I got breakfast for everybody. They threw out perfectly good bagels.
It's 4 p.m, Chuck.
There you go. Thank you for just answering the question.
So, they're still perfectly good bagels.
Eat them if you want, I guess. It's fine. Quick question for, looks at Chuck, shakes his head a little bit, looks over to Mavis. How much do you remember of yesterday now, Mavis?
Oh, I remember most of it, except what that guy said to me. or what that other guy's face looked like. For some reason, I can't remember those two things, but everything else is like there. But it feels like does it feel, Polly, like I've been made to forget that now, or do I just not remember
I don't
it
know.
at all?
I'm the MC.
Yeah, but like it's the status that you gave me.
Okay. I thought you were calling Penny Polly again.
No.
Okay. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. So like, thinking back, does it feel like my memory was just like tampered with, or does it feel like I was supposed to? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. You definitely don't usually just forget things.
Yeah. No. It feels like someone made me, or at least didn't want me to remember those things. I'm not like that. I don't ever usually forget things.
Yeah, go ahead, Chuck.
You were hungover too?
I'm not hungover. I don't drink.
Well, I didn't drink either, but like felt like hungover.
She had a very deep sleep.
No, I mean yesterday with the everything was really cloudy type thing.
Let me also say this: the idea that you could lose your memory like that, you don't know this, but if you've seen a lot of weird stuff, but the idea that you could just lose your memory and perhaps at somebody else's behest or by somebody else's power, you find that unsettling.
Oh, I do. Thank you. I already do.
Okay.
But it was just, I'm trying to, like I said, Maeve is trying to be strong. She's trying to show that she is not scared, even though she is kind of scared on the inside a lot.
So, is everything okay? You said you guys have lost part of your memories. Was it something important?
I haven't lost them. We visited the Historical Society yesterday, and when Chuck tried to look down their hallway, he seemed to suddenly space out and forget what he was doing. Mavis, upon talking to the front desk attendant, I don't know what that person's title was.
That person's name was began with an M, I think. I'm sorry, my brain is still not fully working. Hold on. It was. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second. Continue talking, and I'll tell you.
But after speaking to the person at the front desk, same thing happened to Mavis. Seemed to space out, forget what was going on.
Graham.
I'll
also write that down now.
Well, that is utterly terrifying.
I wasn't just looking down. I was trying to take a photo. Did I take a photo? I start going through my phone.
Yeah, pull out your phone. I don't know.
Very, very
And
well.
You did?
Very smart.
You did make an appointment for this afternoon.
I did.
I mean, I assume it was after 4:00.
Yeah, it was probably after classes.
Yeah.
Penny, does this look like familiar?
Hmm?
And I show a photo of a thumbprint.
I am afraid
Thumb
not.
over.
No, I'm afraid we can't really use that. I'm sorry. But have a look.
Tried.
Next time, remove the thumb from the little glass on the back, and it'll be better. But that was very clever, so please do that again.
So I have an appointment with them here in about 30 minutes. Most likely will end up very much the same as last time. I'm worried that if you, Chuck, and Mavis go back there, somehow the forgetfulness will come back. Not saying that's 100% likely, but it is something to be concerned about.
I'm powered up by so much sorbet, I feel like I could take on anyone, so I'm with you in this.
All right. In that case, do you want to divide and conquer in this scenario? Mavis, Chuck, do you want to try and look
like
into
flanking?
Dr. Yes, like
doing like a wide sweep?
Yes, very much like that. Do you, Mavis and Chuck, want to try and figure out more about Dr. Esther Monahan while we tackle the Historical Society?
Do we know who this person is?
Esther Monahan is the head leader, whatever term they use for Mending the Broken, the therapy group that seems to be causing all the current ruckus in town.
So the leader of this cult, essentially.
Colts, whatever it is,
Okay.
that is the leader.
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan.
So, do you want us to do like the typey looking into things, or asking about?
Whichever.
I mean,
I'm just asking, do you want to separate to do that?
I'm okay.
I think it would be odd if we all showed up for the appointment unless you made it for us as a group.
I did not, because once again, I didn't know how focused Mavis and Chuck were going to be today. What the lingering effects were.
I don't want to go back in that building again, so...
Yeah, understandable. They messed with your memories. God, that's awful.
Okay. So, special teams? Awesome. It's been a while since I've been on special teams.
All right. Penny, you and I can go to my appointment and see if we can maybe actually rope some information out of these people. Mavis, Chuck, if you want to look into Dr. Monahan.
Okay, maybe write something down as a reminder.
For you or for me?
It might also be for me.
No, for you. For you. Like, maybe write it on your hand in case you forget. That way you'll be able to see your hand and like, oh, that's what's...
I pull out the memo app on my phone and write myself a memo, go into the Historical Society to ask about the history or the founding of both the city and the university. Save. Back up the cloud.
Maeve, do you mind if I have your number? It's for a purely functional reason, of course. Although I would love the pleasure of your number.
I thought you already had it, honestly. I had Corvus's number. Yeah, you can have oh, we got a raid.
Hello, Raiders.
Hello, Raiders.
Welcome.
Hello.
We're playing City of Mist.
Mercs of Mischief, welcome in. Thank you for raiding us. Thanks for choosing our City of Mist game.
Yay, yeah, we're in the middle of your... If you're just joining us, Raiders, thank you for the raid. Also, we're playing City of Mist. This is the Knights of Payne Town, very long adventure path. It's a bunch of cases, a total of 9+ cases. We're on case number 3. So stick around. I'm the MC.
I'm getting Mavis's number.
Yeah. Ooh. So yeah, I will give Penny my number, and I'll just be like, yeah, no, I honestly even thought you had it already. So
I'm kind of like a free data plan. So what my kind of logic is, if I have signal, I can just act like I don't care about being here, like I'm a rough student that doesn't really care about being in therapy or whatever, and I can just text you everything they're saying. And then if they do wipe our memories, then you'll know.
We're going to the Historical Society, so I mean, if it was therapy, they definitely wouldn't let both of us in. That'd be no, in this town, in this city, maybe they would. God damn it.
Maybe
no ethics in the therapy industry here.
Maybe they've got one of those signal jammers.
I mean, clearly not. We know that Ellie went to see the same psychiatrist, and when Mavis went, God, they did awful things. How dare they? It seems to me like they're trying to, I guess, antagonize is the word I'm looking for, people with our particular disposition. That's what it feels like.
It feels like the memory thing and the whole therapy thing is two separate instances of things that are happening. I don't know if they're related.
What you mentioned when you had that interview with the psychiatrist about him having that kind of split personality, he's a bit crazy and a bit malicious, was your feeling, really plays in line with the idea that they're just riling people up. And you mentioned that the mud guy saw the same psychiatrist.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and it just so happens to also be a person with our gifts. Come on.
But
coincidence is way too much.
But the Historical Society's got nothing to do with that. The Historical Society is about the Fisherman. That's what we're investigating.
The Fisherman.
This is a separate thing Chuck has been dealing with. That's definitely now with the Historical Society being what it is, seems connected in some way.
So I'm not
crazy.
crazy.
I was just making the observation. That's all.
Maybe not to the therapists, but to the city and what's happening as a whole.
So I'm not crazy.
We'll find out.
What
I think
made
we're
you-
all a little crazy.
What made you think the historical society had anything to do with the fisherman from your visions?
Because that's what we were looking into. Because the guy said something about he built the city. Well, not the Fisherman, but when he was the
soda
milk
jerk?
bar, the milk bar
Soda jerk, yeah.
person.
So did you?
He said that he built the city, and we're trying to find out.
I think those are two different people, though.
Oh,
And I don't really.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
Either
I'm
way.
just kidding.
But either way, he said that he built the city, and we're trying to find information on the founders of the city, and that's why he went to the society for historical stuffs and old farts, and that's why we and then we forgot.
See, Chuck's not just a dumb jock. He was able to put that together.
And Enkidu was there.
He was.
Also, by the way, out of the corner of your eye, not that this has anything to do with anything, you notice in the parking lot a car that looks very similar. It's full of cars. Students are was the middle of the workday. You don't know if it's the same car or not, but a similar car that looks like the one that was parked weirdly at an angle and had its lights on and turned off late at night. It does seem to be parked there again, just in a normal parking spot. It looks similar. It's like a white, sort of nondescript looking. It looks like you ever seen those like retired police vehicles, the ones with like the flashlights on the side? It's one of those. It's just a little bit beat up. It's like not, I don't know, it sort of blends in, and you wouldn't have noticed it if you didn't see the car, not blending in last night. I don't know why I said that.
Is there someone in
It's probably
the...
nothing.
I wonder if there's a certain holiday character running around.
Are we being spied on?
We have
Probably.
drawn a lot of attention to ourselves, both from your contacts to the police and Holiday having a seeming vendetta against you, Chuck.
Have you seen me?
Are they having a steakhouse?
I think it's got a stake out.
No, it's a steakhouse. They serve steaks.
It is 100% not that.
Did I sound like that last night?
Do you want... No. You were much more elegant.
What do you
So
mean?
I believe time is passing, so
Yeah,
it seems
we
like
gotta
Corvus
leave.
and Penny are going to need to get to their appointment, or Corvus is going to need to get to his appointment, and you're going to bring Penny along. So let's cut to that scene. So
I'll bring you back some steak.
It's it's a dreary day in the city, not unlike other days. It's raining a little bit harder, and there's a chill. It's a little colder than usual. You maybe should have packed a heavier coat. Anyway, you make your way toward the historical society. It looks largely the same. You just go right in, I assume. You open the front door. You notice there's a nice long hall that you can't, such that it's not functional for you to be able to keep the first door open while going through the entry hall to the second door. The first door, unless you have two people hold them open, will be long closed. And if you just plan to go in normally, we'll just say you do, unless you tell me otherwise. All right, so you walk in the first door. You can hear your steps on the we'll say it's a nice like faux stone floor. It's like lit along the hallways. You go to the second door, you open it up, and this time it's like, did it creak last time? And you go in to like the very comfortable waiting room. There's a fireplace that's on. It feels extra. You feel extra grateful that it's got a warm sort of glow, and that the chill from the outdoors is making you feel a little bit better. You see, there's Graham again sitting there, monocle. He's got the hat rack behind him with the top hat. He's got his coat on. It's a 3-piece suit. Looks a lot like the one he wore yesterday, but you assume he doesn't wear the same suit every day. And he looks, oh, greetings. Why, you're right on time, Professor.
I always try and be punctual.
Well, please, let me invite you to have a seat. We have one of our finest researchers ready to speak with you today, Dr. Rogerson of the university's history department. Rogerson.
Excellent.
Abel Rogerson.
ABLE.
Yes. He's been on the faculty for a long time, many years. He's very distinguished. He's an expert in the field of history. So I'm very excited for you to meet him. I'm quite sure you'll have a productive meeting today. So just have a seat and I'll go get him. Okay.
All right.
And you're back as well. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Your name seems to have escaped me.
This is the first
forgot
time
my
I met. It's an
guy's
absolute
accent.
pleasure. Nice to meet you, Dr. Graham, I believe. My name is Penny Roberts. I
Oh
work
no!
for the
Please,
body.
just Graham. I go by Graham.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Graham. I work at the University Press, and I've come to help my professor, my much-loved Professor Trust me, on the campus is quite the popular item. I've come to help him take some notes.
Why? You seem very familiar. Did you say you write for the school paper?
That is correct. Yes,
Oh,
I'm one of the
good.
boys.
You know what? I did recognize your name from somewhere. Okay.
Do you read our blog?
Oh, I of course I do. Oh, I don't know why my accent keeps changing.
You're just
You're
stealing
a-
all
you
that.
can-
Regional
experiment.
regional dialectic morphosis.
I was just typing that.
Yeah, they have to. Let's see. Hold on.
It's infectious, big posh.
Hold on a second. I got to get into character.
We love you, Polly.
We've got let me check on the meeting that we've set for. Let me check on the meeting we've set for today. All right, I'll be right back.
Nice meeting you. He's a psychopath.
Probably everyone
That's not-
here involved in whatever the society does is, I don't know. I'm going to give him an hour, and if he isn't back, I'm just going to break down the door there and go in the back.
I'm going to start taking photographs of all the bookshelves as well in the area.
All right, so you sit down and you try to make yourself comfortable. Penny, you sort of look around. There's it's very well accoutramented. It's a very comfortable space. There's no windows though, but that's neither here nor there. It's a waiting room.
Bad for the books.
Let's cut to our other two members of the crew, Chuck and Mavis. What are you doing? Where are you? What's going on?
I think we're investigating. Oh, sorry.
Yes, you're trying to figure out what was the question that you were seeking to answer.
We're trying to find out who is this.
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
All right. So what are you going to do to find? What are you going to do to figure that out?
Should we ask around campus, or go to library, or just do like the typey stuff?
You mean like a Google search, a thing search?
Yeah, Alta Vista.
I was
And
thinking
ask
Bing.
Jeeves.
Ask
Damn.
Jeeves. Oh gosh.
Talking
Ask
about
Jeeves.
posh British things, ask Jeeves.
We can say that. It's not copyright anymore.
No, it is not.
I actually do have the Ask Jeeves app on my phone. No, I'm kidding. We can. I want to do like, I guess, like quick internet search to see if we can find anything on her, right? Or like, is that possible?
Roll
Like, go to the
investigate.
library and do like
Roll investigate. We'll see what you find.
Let's see what tags I have to investigate.
The first roll. We've been playing a while without any rolls.
How about we both try to like combine information? We'll go to the science lab. We haven't been there for a while, and we'll there's computers there, and we'll do the typey thing there, and we'll see what we can get.
Hey, we can do it together, Chuck.
Yeah.
Chuck hits the space bar the best.
Chuck does hit the space bar while I do it. That's fun. So I don't really have anything to investigate. I mean, I have an eye for detail from my training, my poetry training.
All right, you can use that.
Nice.
You get a help point from me.
all I've got.
There you
2
go.
points. That's all I've got.
Yeah, okay,
Hey,
yeah.
look, I have over 2,000 points in this thing.
Oh, would you
No,
look at that?
hey,
no,
look.
Would you
no,
lie?
no.
Fine. Spoil my fun.
You can use it if you want, but it's once per session.
We can
No,
also
yeah, no, that's fine. I already used it, so it's fine.
we can
I
also
will
burn
just-
the science with M to try to maybe get another one for you.
Oh yeah,
Burn.
yeah. We could use the science room.
Yeah,
So you can't burn it.
you
because
can't burn
it's a
it, but you
group.
get to use it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
you
can
can use it, and then it
it's
becomes
burned, yeah.
burnt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay, that's a 3. Any weaknesses? Nope. Okay, cool.
Oh, and
Great
Goldie's
success.
helping too, but Goldie doesn't know how to do it. So
Yeah,
I don't know what
let
this. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Chucky.
the other
Let's
Goldie,
get outta here.
the troll in the
Oh,
back row,
God.
is trained
No.
to typey as well.
The
Affectionately named Goldie.
the other Goldie, the one that isn't a giant troll, only shows up when I fail my haunted rolls, and I get haunted by the ghost of Goldie,
Oh, that's
much
good.
to my
But
chagrin.
remember
Either
that
way,
one.
that's a roll.
All right, good.
Yeah,
Yes, you
That is a
succeed.
row.
14.
So
That's
you
a hell of a row.
that's a success with a power of 3, which means you can ask me 3 questions based on your investigation, your internet search, and I am required to give you a clear answer or solid lead. Now, the way just to give you a little more insight in how the City of Mist rules work, is that because you rolled, you had a chance for failure, but you succeeded. So all of the 3 questions are should lead to some sort of information that's helpful. I can't just say no. It's supposed to be somewhat helpful.
Yeah. Cool. Shoot. I feel like I should have asked Corvus for what kind of questions I should ask. So, that was. Now I'm just kind of
Okay,
like here
what
with
was-
Chuck, and I'm
what-
like,
Did they used to work at the university?
I guess yeah, that's a good. Did she used to work at the university?
Okay, so you do a quick search, and it turns out that
Esther Monahan.
thank you, Dr. Esther Monahan was in fact a professor and is still professor emeritus at the Department of the Psyche at your university, at Payne University.
Did
Yeah.
I know that? Like, have I heard?
You've
my name
just-
before?
You you heard her name at the meeting last time when you were.
Sorry,
when you
I
were-
meant like in the university before I've ever heard, because I did I know that she was a department head before I, or is that just
She's
like
a
new
professor
information?
emeritus, so like you wouldn't have
Okay.
heard the name.
Okay, yeah, cool.
She was probably on the faculty at one point, it seems.
Okay, where is her office located? Like her main office located?
It turns out she doesn't have an office on the university anymore. It is located outside of town, toward the outskirts of town.
Okay. And
You can tell how to get there. Like you recognize I'm trying to give you some information, but not all the information, because I want you to use your last clue to get the final piece of information. In fact, I'm going to charge you with an additional clue, and I think you'll think it's fair when I tell you this, is that her office is not on campus. It is in the outskirts of campus. It has a street name that sort of goes out into the hills, and you do a little more digging, and it turns out she is the director of the Municipal Institute for the Criminally Insane. The lightning bolt strikes, and you've heard about, and I'll even give you this. You've heard the people talk about the asylum in the city, and you think this is probably what they're talking about. So like you have dug up the name of the director of the asylum of the city, like the most sort of well-known criminal insane asylum. And I'm going to charge you all your clues for that.
That's fine.
information.
I love that. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Chuck, do you understand what any of this means, or are you just waiting for me to tell you what I'm reading on the screen?
Does this mean she works with loony people? Or that she
Yeah.
creates loony people?
I think she creates loony people. Or I don't know. Maybe it's like one of those things like the prison complex where people get paid per patient. Like maybe that's something.
Because
I don't know.
if she's like working with the university to make people feel bad, I just thought they wanted more funding. Like, because if they make people feel bad, they get more patients and then get more funding. So, but if she also works with the director for the loony bin, then what she's doing, she's making criminals with powers.
Now, if you know from talk around the city, people have mentioned the asylum, and to the best of your knowledge, it's not to make people crazy. Like maybe you're coming to that conclusion now, but like it's where they put people who are, not competent to stand trial or are just too insane to be let out or whatever. And it's thought of as a place to help them if they can, but at least lock them up so they don't, kill again, sort of thing. It's not, it's not supposed to be a place where you create.
It's the Michael Myers asylum of we put people here because they're super crazy and murderers.
Right.
But Chuck's jump to that is that if they are like they're working with the crazy, like working with people at the university, and from what Mavis was saying, that it made her feel really, really horrible, and the mud guy went there and then went bonkers and started attacking people because he felt horrible.
Chuck's getting pretty smart these days, huh?
Then like it does sound like they're making people crazy. Maybe not just to get funding for themselves here at the university, but to get funding for the loony bin, because they'd have more criminal people in the loony bin.
I know that sounds like crazy talk, Chuck. Let's cut now back to the historical society, where you're sitting there, patiently, and Graham is not gone 5 minutes, and he comes out and he says, "Oh well, looks like Dr. Rogerson is ready for you. So if you'll come with me, both of you welcome. Can I get you a Coke or a coffee or something? We have a meeting room set up for you."
No, that is fine. Thank you for. I'm at least fine. Thank you for asking.
How about some chai tea? You seem like a chai tea type of bloke.
That regional dialectic morphosis is coming in strong.
I keep
once
forgetting
again, I am fine. Thank you for asking, though.
All right. Well, if you'll come with me. Oh, well, hold on a second now. Just come with. Follow me. So he opens the door. The door that says faculty. He opens it up, and it looks. It has like a sort of the same sort of it has the same sort of aesthetic as the waiting room that you're in. It has dark wood walls. It's lit by sort of dim lighting, but it's a large room, and you see a lot of bookcases. You see dusty books around. There's a large center area where there's tables. There's lights on the table, like desk lamps, chairs, all wood. It looks old, and as you enter in, it looks like there's kind of even a layer of dust on some of the tables, but you don't pay that much of attention to it. Graham directs you to a room that's sort of toward the back of this very large room. It has the feel of a library with like a large sort of middle area with the tables. But past the tables, you walk past the tables, and there's a room there with glass. Well, one side of the walls is glass, so you can see in there. There's like a conference table in there. He opens the door and motions you in. Here, come on in. Dr. Rogerson will be right with you if you wanted to have a seat in there. This is our research area. All of our faculty come in and out of here. You don't see a soul, by the way. Come in and out of here to look for the city's most oldest records in our historical society. And you see like you see a genuine like look of pride, like he's not lying about this. Like, we have here some of the most oldest information that you'll ever find here in the city, right at our fingertips, to be able to answer all of our questions. And I'm so glad you don't see the same pride when he says, I'm so glad you're here today also. You just follow in and you sit down at the table there?
Yeah, once again, he's not being outwardly hostile to me.
Yeah.
Worst case
fine.
scenario, I go murder monster in this place too, I suppose.
Yeah, that's okay.
How very blessed we are to be in the presence of such important documentation. Thank you very much. Yes,
I can see you will be a very good reporter someday, Miss. This is very few people have access to the facts and information we have here. Oh, you will love it. Please have a seat, and I'll go get Dr. Rogerson. All right. So he closes the door behind him, and he toddles off, and you can see him walk. There's a staircase on the other side of this large room, and it goes sort of up to a balcony type area where you see additional bookcases. You see him go up the stairs. It's like a submarine staircase. It goes in like a spiral.
Yeah, it's a little small circle.
Yeah. And he disappears behind the bookshelves. And we cut back to the science room where you're typing furiously at the computer.
Well, yeah, I kind of agree with you, Chuck. I think that they are definitely using this kind of information and this kind of therapy tactics. It seems like they're teaching younger kids the same stuff. Like those kids didn't really seem like they knew what they were getting into, but it just seemed like it was this giant cult of therapists making people feel bad. And I think this woman like leads it. She must. I mean, she used to be the department head of our psychology department. So like, maybe you're right. I do have her address, so I found it here, or her little like office address.
So we're gonna go egg her office? Is that how it works?
I don't think.
By the way,
her
like,
office is gonna solve it.
In case I didn't make it obvious, I want to tell you before I forget. Last scene, the way that it looked to you was different from the glimpse that you saw before. Like you saw it was like brushed steel aesthetic, when the door opened and you saw back into that faculty room, and now it looks old and wooden.
I had perfect clarity on that. But
okay.
The only reason I didn't act on that information was because I actually didn't see the hallway. Only Chuck did.
Yes.
And Chuck forgot what he saw.
And
okay.
And Chuck doesn't have an eye for detail or stay focused on the task at hand.
He doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Like
he
a
will
fool.
come soon.
Key tags.
Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to call that out, and the mismatch wasn't a mistake from me. It could have easily been something I messed up, but it's different.
No, I
guess nobody knows that. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Continue.
No worries.
It's fine.
So what are we going to do? Are we going to egg them, or?
I guess we can egg them. Chuck, that's a good idea.
We could throw a party at their place.
Yep, that we could do that too. That is, like in layman's terms, what I was thinking. Yep.
Right, now what were you thinking? What's your plan?
I was thinking we beat her up, because this is super shit. But
That
sounds pretty mean. You're really
and we
dark.
cut back to the room where Graham is nowhere to be seen. But you see through the glass up in the balcony, you see coming out from behind the bookshelves well, not on the second balcony. Sorry. You saw Graham go out through the balcony, but somebody emerges on the first level through the bookshelves, and it's a person in a powered wheelchair. A guy, he's like going like this, the wheelchair is like making its way to the door, and
I open it for him.
okay, yeah. Hello, my name is, and it's Stephen Hawking style, you know.
Yeah.
My name is Abel Rogerson. Welcome to our facility. You are here to do research.
Sort of. We were told that we would ask you questions, and then either you would tell us the answer, or you would be able to research it. Graham wasn't very clear on the exact nature of how this appointment would go. We do have some questions about the history of the city that we would like answered.
Very good. You should roll investigate if you're going to ask the question.
Oh yeah,
However-
sure.
However, I'm going to say there is a custom move for this character. It is similar to the one from for Graham. We'll say opaque. What is it? Opaque. What was it? Hold on a
I
second.
think you were trying to say opaque last time, but we didn't actually. We had.
I will say mysterious 2.
Mysterious 2.
So that's going to cost you 2.
That's fine.
Mysterious 2.
Cool. We'll go through the various power tags I'm about to lay down here.
All right.
Once again, knowing that this place
I see
makes
you
you
planned for
forget
this.
things. Yes, I did. Remembering how this place makes people forget things, I am definitely focusing on the task at hand by making sure I focus on what I'm
That's
asking him
fine.
and making sure I get the information.
I'll give you that.
Secondly, how to read a person. I should be able to read this person to tell, like, hey, is this person really going to be helpful to us, or is this just going to be a waste of our time? 3, teacher, knowing how to ask questions and get information out of someone.
Yeah, that works.
Finally, for power tags, calming presence. I want him to relax around me, let down his guard, so he actually answers our questions instead of like dodging them.
Okay, I'll give you that. That's close, but I'll give it to you.
And then finally, using my chat bonus that I had from last session, which is still here,
All right.
for a total
So
of
that's
power of
plus
5.
4. Oh, 5? Okay.
That's 4 power
Minus
tags,
2.
1 chat dice, minus 2 for a power total of 3. If this thing actually wants to work in the way it should. There we go, power 3.
By the way, when I talk, his face doesn't move. It's like a computer. It's like a
Oh
Stephen
yeah, no,
Hawking. Okay. Or the guy from Star Trek or whatever.
Anyway, investigate power of 3. Great success.
Very
Wow,
nice.
that was okay. Sorry. I thought you yeah, that's right. Yes, you had 2 removed from that from mysterious, because I was like, wow, that was a really low roll. If you just
I don't know. I
Okay.
removed the things you told me to remove.
Yeah, no, thank you. Okay, good. So
Cool.
you have three questions.
Sure.
Let me just get into character.
Yeah.
Just get the character.
I would like to know the name of the person who founded the city, and failing that, the university.
Okay. The city was. You can see. I'm not going to keep doing that because it starts to look bad.
I understand. You're fine.
Anyways, a Stephen Hawking looking guy, and you can see that that is a very complicated question. The history of the city is, there is controversy. There are many different sources of information, but he does direct you to a place in that room where you can look up the early history, for example, the findings of the city. So he's not going to tell you the answer. He's just not.
He's going to give me the lead to get to potentially an answer that works for us.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was the kind of the big one we had to get out of the way.
Right.
Next up, I would like to know who all works at the Historical Society.
Okay. So again, his answers are because I purposely made him like a Stephen Hawking like character, so his answers would be cryptic at least. But I'm going to tell you, it was like he tried to say to you, it's there are a lot of people that work for the university, so therefore, of course, there are lots of people that work for the historical society. But you know that this might not be a university related thing, so you could tell he's lying. However, there's nobody there. It does. I'm trying to figure out a way narratively you could figure out the answer to this. There seems to be, for whatever reason, let's say when you later on you go through like the stacks and stuff, it does appear that there's a lot of different names of people who do the filing, and so this is not a small operation, and in fact it seems awfully professional and corporate for just a historical preservation society. There is some organization. It must be part of a bigger like group. So I'm going to tell you that this historical society is a unit of a large organization. I hope that's a sufficient answer.
I mean, I could just ask the next question of which large organization is the one running things here. I do have one more clue, but I think that's going to be an answer you probably don't want to give me.
Well, I can't give you the answer because it wouldn't be, that's an answer that I can't just answer. So I'm trying to give you something that would be useful. It's clear that this is not historians, right? Like it becomes clear that this is a front for something. It does turn out, we'll find out later, when you do look through the stuff, there's information in here. And because you roll a successor, I'm going to tell you the information you'll find here is genuinely factual, but it's not, there's something else going on here. It's a front for a large, a mysterious organization. Is that enough? I feel like
I think that's perfectly fair based on what I asked.
Yeah. And it's not the university.
Yeah. Which room would either this society or perhaps just Robertson in general be most upset if I were to gain access to?
This is your last question? I can't remember.
This is my last question.
Okay. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Like he doesn't feel, you get the feeling that you're almost at their mercy. They're all I will give you this. You wouldn't be where you are right now if they didn't allow it for whatever reason. They're not afraid.
Okay. Good to know.
Maybe at some point they could be, but they don't know. Like they're just not afraid. You can go anywhere, and if they don't want you to be there, you won't be there. That's the feeling that you get.
All right. Well, thank you, Rogerson, for all your help today. We're going to take a look at the books you cited us for the founding of the city and the university, and we'll see if hopefully it turns up what we're looking for.
Excellent.
Dr. Robertson, would you be awfully kind if I could take a photo of you and the professor together for the university paper?
Yes. Beep, beep, beep. Feel free. I have had my picture taken many times.
You clearly have every good side. Thank you very much.
And he doesn't say anything, but the chair goes, and he sort of,
can you open the door again, please?
Of course. And Corvus.
Thank you.
And he disappears. He goes very slowly, like this, disappears behind the bookshelves.
All right. Well, a lot going on here that doesn't immediately come to the surface unless you know where to look.
Yeah. This is odd. I don't know how else to describe this. This is just odd.
Having some brief experience in the field of criminal things, this is clearly a front. For something. I don't know what, but it's a front.
Yeah.
In that case, that's a mystery for another time. Let's check the records he suggested and get whatever information we can out of those.
I think we should take those records with a grain of salt, personally, but we should definitely look. Yeah.
I mean, history is written by the victors. Who knows what really happened? We'll only have the one telling of it. Of course, if they mention a name here, I can find a dead body and maybe just talk to the ghost of them. So
there's got to be a graveyard around here somewhere.
Let's cut back. What are you doing? Are you doing anything over there in the science room?
I think we were just. Oh, sorry, you go.
No.
I was just gonna say I think we're done. So we were like, I probably would have texted Penny and been like, we're on our way out back. We found some stuff. We'll come to you guys and just kind of walk there with Chuck and see if we can. Yeah, because I feel like we kind of figured out everything unless Chuck had something else to do.
I was just trying to say that the Goldie is well, I'm trying to contain Goldie from playing games on the computers now.
He's found Minesweeper, God forbid.
No.
Okay.
Worse.
Okay.
He's found King's Quest.
Oh no.
Okay, so you're gonna make.
Oops, sorry. No, go.
No, that's all right. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we could use our improvement to pull it together to unburn the science room tag before we forget, because I don't want to forget that.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll use any of the other.
Oh,
ones,
good.
so.
Do it.
I was going to mention that too.
Yeah.
So shall we meet them at the near the place, or?
Yeah, we can just walk over there. That's fine.
Yeah. Just I thought. Have you seen that weird car in the parking lot the last couple of days? Might be an idea to just keep an eye out. Maybe. Have you noticed that?
I just assumed it was that cop that was that tried to stop us from investigating this. Well, yeah. I mean, I have no proof that she did that, but it's just a gut feeling.
I just think that if it's not the cop, then it's maybe one of these people, one of these shrinks, or one of their nut jobs.
You want to walk up to the car? Do you think we could do that? You could tackle them, right?
I could tackle the car. I've done it before.
You could tackle the car.
That may cause a scene, though, if it is a cop, though. I think we might have to walk up to the car, not...
I think tackling was the last resort, Chuck, but you know what I mean?
No, but you're taken by surprise. That's the aim. But I think if it is a cop, then it might be a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, I assume Penny and Corvus aren't done yet, so I'll probably just be like, yeah, we can figure out what's going on with that car. We have time.
Do you want to? Okay. Let's say do you walk up to the car? Let's say you sort of walk
is
up,
it still there? Is it still parked near the historical society, or?
Oh, in the
still parked
university.
there. It's still parked there, and as you walk up to the car, you notice that it's Holiday sitting in the car, and he's not making any he's not at all trying to hide from you. He's just watching you come up, and he rolls his window down.
So yeah, I should have tackled the car. Hi, Holiday. How you going?
If I'm on a job, I probably don't want to be noticed. So you are now making me visible to the mark.
What's the mark? Who's the mark?
I'm busy, kid.
Are we the mark?
Goes off.
So we're the mark?
Are we the mark?
I don't think we've ever met either. I don't think I've ever met Holiday before.
No,
I don't actually know who that is.
Okay. And I'll say this in front of.
You can tell that they
Holiday.
hate each other.
So Holiday here was the one that set us up with Miss Woodward.
Oh, the crazy fire lady?
Yeah. And on top of that, Holiday's girlfriend tried to date me, and I didn't even know. And then Holiday's beaten me up in hospital.
Are you done
And-
with this already?
There's a little bit
You
of
take
back.
this-
So who's the mark? Are we the mark? I'll say if you're trying to be subtle, maybe an ex-cop car. Not the best way to be subtle.
Okay. Okay, I'll give you this. Even though you don't know anything about detective work, you know that if you're trying to like stay hidden, you don't just sit in your full like detective suit with the fedora and the suit just out there.
Oh no, Chuck thinks that's how you do it.
In a normal car. Sitting
I
there.
know that you do.
I've watched CSI.
That's how
You sit out there to intimidate. You know, Holiday is not the kind of guy that you would see if you didn't want if he didn't want you to see him.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure Chuck doesn't believe that, but I would say I do. So I could say, yeah, it just seems like you're trying to intimidate someone, or because I don't think you'd be in the whole getup if you weren't.
I don't really I don't know who you are, ma'am.
I don't know who you are either.
Well, you're hanging out with what's your last name? I forgot. I always call you Chuck, but
Norris.
he's not the kind of guy that would call you Chuck. Dunderson. But you're hanging out with this guy Dunderson. You know he's done some pretty bad stuff. He has this oh shucks way about him. Don't fall for that. He's a bad dude. He's a bad dude that has hung out with some bad boys. Jack. Sorry.
It
was like corn pop.
I'm by no means a perfect person either, so I don't think you really have any room to judge other folks when you're practically stalking college students.
About stalking, I've heard that there's like, maybe, like, wasn't there like rumors about people stalking people in college?
Enough to understand.
You don't come to this college, do you? Oh, are you stalking people at college? That would be really bad. And I call security. And I'm burning security van.
Yep.
I'm to try to intimidate him back.
Understand? I just want to know. Okay, look, I'm not trying to intimidate anybody, but I want you to know. And he looks at you, steely eyes. I'm on to you. You're gonna pay for what you did. You and your friends are gonna. Shh. Don't join up with this group. They're cold-blooded killers. Cold-blooded killers. He starts the car.
As the security van drives past.
Mm-hmm. Flashing lights.
Well,
He'll drive away if you don't want. If you don't stop him.
No, I'm not going to stop him, but
okay, let him drive away. I don't want him.
All right, okay, he pulls off and he drives off in the car slowly. He does like the keeps looking sort of thing.
Better watch where he's going. Who's going to crash?
Bye. What
Now-
the hell, Chuck? That guy was creepy.
yeah.
Keep in mind, Holiday truly, you could tell like he's creepy and he's trying to like, be intimidating or whatever, but he really thinks you killed a bunch of people and he thinks that you're responsible somehow for Goldie's death.
Yeah.
He really believes that. And you can tell from that exchange, like he doesn't, he's not done with you.
I think I've got a nemesis.
That's right. Mechanically,
he's your
he's your
nemesis.
nemesis. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Holiday. So, okay.
I don't think he likes me. Look, I split up with his girlfriend as soon as I found out that she was even going out with him. I didn't even know.
He didn't like that. That upset him. But the killing her or killing people or whatever.
Didn't kill her, but he won't accept that.
He thinks you did. He thinks you did somehow. He doesn't understand how you did it.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
I've said too much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've been at this for a couple hours now. Should we take a break?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Let's take a break.
Yeah. Welcome to Backstory.
Yeah, right. I mean, we're filling in some gaps here.
And yeah, an arch nemesis. Great. That's going to be
Take that
fun.
off the superhero bingo.
Well, it's actually in the rules. Like when you replace a theme, you initially get a nemesis that will stay with you until you eliminate the, until you end it one way or the other.
Mhm.
There's even an improvement where you could get rid of your nemesis.
I need to have a look into that improvement then.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Holiday doesn't just go away.
No.
I mean, if you kill him, he might morph into something else, right? Like your
The ghost of Holiday.
Now, has anybody else replaced the theme that for which we forgot to do? Oh,
Yeah.
So you need a nemesis also.
Yeah.
I do. There can be a multitude of ghosts who I have killed throughout the course of this game who come back to haunt me.
Do you want me to
jealous.
come up with it, or do you? I mean,
We can work
it's
together
typical
on it.
that the okay, yeah, it's typical the player just calls it out, but
This one's going to be a bit harder to really call something out, so I think us working together to come up with a nemesis is probably the better idea.
okay.
I vote Ghost
Cool.
Sharks.
Yeah,
Those
because I have
damn
fun with this
ghost
nemesis,
sharks.
Can I vote the weird cannibal, the butcher
Oh, the butcher.
that
Yeah.
blew up?
We didn't really have an interaction with him though. Like he just kind of tried to kill us. It wasn't that engaging.
Yeah.
All right, well, good. We have 2 nemesis.
I'm sure you can find something.
Yeah, I'll work with Polly and we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And now I've got
Yeah, I
audio
can't
set
remember
up.
if there was another one technically supposed to be out there because I know we're just following the adventure path or for the cases, but I find when there's these like side stories, it's easier to create hooks into the main story.
Mm.
This is kind of what I'm discovering anyway.
And Chuck having a nemesis is just pretty funny because he's too
Yeah.
stupid to.
Yeah.
He triggers people. I can understand that. We're going to be back soon. 10 minutes. Stick around. Enjoy the sounds of Syrinscape. And see you soon. And if you're on YouTube, won't be 10 minutes. Like 5 seconds.
It'll be like time travel.
Yeah, it's like doodaloo, doodaloo, doodaloo. No? See ya.
Oh, what's up? Wait, I didn't hear the
Hello?
countdown. We're here.
That's me saying we're live.
Hello.
What's up?
Welcome back.
So once again, Wolf had to exit and deal with some stuff. Won't go into it, but
Is he gone for the
Yeah.
session?
yeah,
Okay.
for the rest of the session again. Sorry, you were muted when that came. Yeah, but yeah, so that's happening. But we are back still. We've got 3 of us. We'll keep going because
Great.
we have superpowers and we're awesome.
Nice. Okay. Well, good. Let us get back into the game. In fact, well, let me ask you this. Is there anything else that that you sorry, let me phrase that more clearly. Mavis, after while you see Holiday drive off, right? If you don't know his name's Holiday, I'm sure you will shortly be filled in on that. He must have said something that did resonate, right? You don't know these people, and there does seem to be like, I feel like they may have killed Ellie's wife, for example. is there anything that sort of gives you pause about hanging out with these people that you don't really know?
I think I've talked about this. I think it's more just like the more I hang out with these people, the more I can get rid of the wand. So like I'm kind of, like I like Penny. Corvus seems okay, and Chuck is kind of like sometimes a little insufferable. But I think they're like growing on me.
Yeah.
So I think while I have that initial thought of like I need to get rid of, I need to like do this so that I can keep get rid of the wand at some point. I think there is a part of me that's like, no, like I kind of do like these people, and also, I'm a kind of person who I feel very lonely all the time, so it's kind of nice to have people that want me around.
Okay.
Which is, yeah.
All right. Good. Thank you. Do you say anything to each other, immediately after the car drives away?
Yeah, I said that guy was creepy as hell. And...
Yeah, he's. I think he's a private detective. But yeah, he's. I don't think he's one of us, but he knows, I think, about us. Maybe I'm not really sure. Like,
Yeah, you don't really know. You don't really know. I mean, you don't get the feeling. I think you know that he's not a rift, but there's something, like he somehow knows that rifts exist.
yeah, but he
Or he-
he
or
really
you
has
think
it
he
out for
might.
me
Yeah.
because he blames me for blames me for his girlfriend dying when she did that to try to save me, which was, I don't think, in her character to save someone. She was kind of a weird one. She was really out there. But she was, yeah. We're all weird and we're all individuals, and yeah, I don't know. She had a thing for the for 80s for 80s movies and stuff. Like she turned up on a skateboard with like on the back, like holding on to like a jeep. She always knew where we were. I think she had tracking devices on us. She turned up in like a stolen hearse with like a big ghost on the side and like a backpack, which had like a big version of your wand, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, that look, yeah, she was weird.
Yeah. Yep. Chuck. Great. Well,
But she saved my life, and he doesn't understand that. She thinks that I caused it.
Yeah. Why don't we? Chuck. I have some really. Why don't we wait until Penny and Corvus come out, and we can just. I need to do some important work. Okay, so just can we be quiet for like a sec?
Oh, you
Okay.
want you're doing meditation? Do you want me to be quiet? I'm great at being quiet. I'm the best at being quiet.
Let's play the quiet game.
I always win the quiet game. And I don't shut up.
Okay, so you keep talking, and we're gonna dissolve the scene now. Now you're gonna
Perfect.
you're sort of walking off together, by the way, because you're going toward the historical society.
Yeah.
Right in Chuck's. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, and so it dissolves back to this room, that you're sitting in with Corvus. Corvus gets on talking to, Dr. Rogerson, who looks a lot like Stephen Hawking, at least in manner of being. He's gone. And now what do? You can narrate what you do. And if you would like to narrate what Corvus does, you can. Otherwise, I will fill in for him until he exits the scene. We're not going to say like Corvus had to go. We'll try to be narratively okay on this.
Well, now I'm Corvus. Corvus Castle.
I teach kids when I'm fed up with this
Yeah.
damn city.
That's right. All this paperwork.
But I'll let you take the lead on this.
We love you,
it's
Wolf.
It's almost like Wolf didn't even leave. Like,
Yeah. It's so good, right? It's such an
It's
exact,
so good.
you know.
I miss my dead wife.
Yeah.
Maybe. We don't know if it's a wife.
Right now, I feel sad too.
I think in my mind, Corvus was after some very specific information, and he knows where to find it. So I think that's probably what his character would first do.
Yeah.
Would be to go to the book that was pointed out to by the doctor.
Yeah. Okay.
About the history.
Okay, so I'm going to be able to develop the plot here by being Corvus. So Corvus walks out, and he is at home doing research. This is, he's a professor, right? So he can right away get the lay of the land of a library. Even one that is as old and technology free as this one. In fact, it's sort of weird that there seems to be dust, like no one really hangs out here. But it is you've heard it has all the records of history. Well, this whole room feels like it's a relic from the old times, from the earlier days of the city's storied past, the story of which you don't know, and you haven't really thought about it until this moment. Corvus kind of putters around. There's a card catalog, like an old, with like little cards. He looks around and he's like, huh. He says, okay. He looks at different cards and he like walks towards some of the bookshelves. He says, there's stacks here with like actual like news clippings from the era, still like not even microfilm. It's amazing. They have like real specimens. That's how. So like, this is real. This is authentic information. They're not, I feel like they're kind of bullshitting us a little bit between you and me. I feel like they're bullshitting us a little bit. But we can prove like this is a whole lot of effort for them to just lie about. Like, this is real stuff, real news clippings from real newspapers.
Looks pretty real to me.
Yeah, it is real. Go ahead. You can run the research questioning, because there's certain things you might find here, but you might not find out anything. Corvus says there's an amazing amount of information. Like, I never thought that much about the history of the city. Honestly, I feel stupid now that I haven't, but we're so busy. I'm so busy with my day job and my night job. But seems like there's a lot here.
I'm just glad you're back to feeling a bit more human, Corvus, because quite frankly, for a while there, you were looking a bit bleak. But we're glad to have you back.
I'm back.
Any of those news clippings? Hello, other Corvus. Any of those news clippings say anything about the, when the asylum was built? Because we got the
investigate,
text from,
will you?
we got the text from Mavis. He said that's quite important.
You're gonna need to roll investigate.
Rolling investigate.
You can get a +1 from Corvus, but all the other tags are all yours.
Corvus.
With investigator report. It does sound like a pirate, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It could very easily be a pirate. We've got a +2. Power 2.
I mean, you know how to do research, I assume. So you're also kind of puttering around, looking at things. But this is all old style. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
You're not used to doing research this way. This takes a long time. It takes hours, and you got here late in the day, by the way. So, in the midst of your searching, Graham comes in and says, "Yeah, you're kind of running out of time here. You only got a little bit of time left. So you're gonna probably want to get your get your final selections before you come to the register or whatever until you're done. There's not much time left for you, but as you were." And he goes back.
We will be as quickly as physically possible.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it. Okay, so you have a mild success, which means, yeah. So you can ask me 2 questions, and also your investigation exposes you to danger, or the clues you get are fuzzy, incomplete, part true, part false, or I can ask you a question. that's because you got a mild success. So let's answer your questions first, and then I feel I might ask you a question.
Oh, I love questions.
That's my favorite, by the way. For those of you who are new to watching me MC, one of my favorite things to do with the mixed success on the investigate is to exercise the third option and ask you a question and then later hold it against you somehow.
She's very good at that.
Because that didn't turn out terrible last time, did it, Polly? In the last adventure.
Well, that's why the mechanic exists, for me to have fun. I get to have fun too.
Question numero uno, which would be, I think, the question that Corvus would have wanted to ask, was that the main professor present at the creation of the asylum?
Sorry, say that again?
He's looking for Esther Mohannon, right?
Yes.
So, I think thank you for the point. That was very useful.
Esther Monaghan.
Mohan.
Yeah.
So I think, was he present at the opening of the asylum?
When you say he, who do you mean?
Esther.
Esther's female.
Esther is a woman. Okay. So here's what you find out. The answer is no. She was not there present, but because the rules say you need to have some information, I'll give you this. While she was not present at the founding of the asylum, she's been there, she was appointed later on, but that was a long time ago. You have some information that suggests that it was, by your, you see like a little biography that you found like in the stacks somewhere of Esther Monaghan, like a little blurb. And by your calculations, she would have to be 102 years old right now if it were the same person. Maybe it was maybe it was like Esther Monaghan the first or whatever, but you can't exclude you don't know why, but according to your research of all of these facts, which you assume are correct, is she's 102 years old.
So as long as these aren't fudged, then they look pretty real to both me and Corvus.
They're real. They're real. You can assume that they're, these are real. These are real news clippings. These don't appear to be faked. You have no reason to believe that they're faked.
I guess the other question would be from Penny, which would be about Mending the Broken. Are there any records of the patients of Mending the Broken?
You don't see any reference to Mending the Broken in any of the historical information. No. It's if there is anything, if there is an old version, like a historical version of Mending the Broken, it certainly wasn't well known. Like what you see here are just newspaper clippings, right? Like things that are generally known. And Mending the Broken isn't really even generally known now. So it's not a surprise that you see no reference to it.
Because we know that the asylum is on 100, because we have some modern newspaper clippings and some old newspaper clippings. So that tells us that maybe they had some more information, but clearly not about Mending the Broken. So that's my two.
Yeah,
that almost tells me actually more than about an answer.
Yeah. Let me also make it clear though that's not to say that Mending the Broken, whatever that is, didn't exist back then.
Well, just a quick question: weren't you guys there to investigate the Fisherman, or the guy who created the city or something?
I'm sorry, I don't know that in character.
Yeah, no, I mean, you wouldn't know. You don't even know what the person would look like. Like there's nowhere you can go with that.
Yeah. Well, because I think what wasn't like the redirect to these files, wasn't that because Corvus asked who created the city? It's like you can probably find more information in those stacks of books about
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Corvus wanted to find out like the like who the founder of the city was, or like what was the early finding of. And
the university. I mixed that up with the asylum. That's on me, I think. Yeah.
That's totally fine.
Yeah.
I
So
was thinking about it. I was like, oh shoot.
so here's how we'll do that. The two of you arrive at the Historical Society, and Graham is all too excited to see you when you come in. You go through the door, you walk down the hall on the, with the faux sort of stone floor and the lighting along the hallways. Almost, I don't know, it almost feels a little dungeonish. I don't know. Maybe it's just getting late. You get to the second door, you open it. It didn't creak before, now it creaks. But you come in and Graham's all too excited to see you. Well, hello, welcome back. I'm terribly sorry to have kept you waiting yesterday, but it seems that your professor is making good progress today. Would you like to? I'd be happy to take you to the professor and his student that are already in the library doing their research. You can join up with them. It's almost closing time. And so you have only but one roll, perhaps, before I'm going to need to usher you out of here. I don't know why I said roll.
No, I think that's yeah.
Would you like me to show you to them?
Yeah, that's fine. That would be great. Thank you.
Are you sure? You seem hesitant.
No, why would I be hesitant?
I don't know. So he shows you in there, and of course, you see exactly what I described. It's a big room. Chuck, for some reason, it feels off. You don't remember seeing a steel, sort of brushed steel room, but your memory's been erased, but something feels off to you. You're like, what? It feels like, how sometimes you feel like you're not experiencing something that's real. You get this sort of deja vu or sort of weird feeling of being disconnected when you walk into this room, like it's not like you're not in a real place. But that passes, and you join Corvus and Penny, both of you, and you see them fervently looking through a card catalog, through these long drawers that have large sort of old newspapers in them, trying to see what they can see before closing time, because you don't know if you're going to be able to get back in here or not.
Did you find the fisherman?
The who?
The founder person of the city.
Oh, I think Corvus is looking into that.
Oh.
How are we looking, Corvus?
I don't know what this fisherman looks like, and we're talking about Chuck here. He has literally said 0 things that are helpful.
I know, but maybe it's something to do with the creator of the city. That's what you wanted to be here for, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of information here. I wouldn't say conflicting information, but these newspapers, nobody microfilmed them. Nobody reduced them to sort of digital text. So it's going to take us a long time to get through all of these papers.
We have loads of time because I've been taking pictures all the time we've been here. So later on, we can just go into the pictures and have a look at our leisure.
Okay, I need you to roll change the game for that.
Yeah.
I was doing that since we entered. But do you want me to roll from back then as well?
Well, to see if you're going to get some sort of repository, because you don't know what the nature of this whole room is. Maybe you'll take a picture and you'll accidentally break the button.
Or thumb over the lens. Yeah.
But if you succeed, you will have an advantage in the future of looking, doing research, like you get a story tag or something like that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured as well.
But you're going to need a 10 or higher.
So
We
if anyone's
have-
got help points,
I mean, I do kind of.
I don't.
Really.
I have help points. I have a help point for Penny that I can use.
We have snooping around wherever every tiny moment, a help point. Thank you very much, and investigative reporter.
Okay.
All of which I think are pretty relevant.
Sounds good.
Trying to see if there's a weakness I can invoke. The truth doesn't always matter. I think that's probably quite relevant.
We're also like
That
this is
does
one-
sound relevant.
we could use a
Especially
type
where
like
you are
that
right now.
from the crew theme that makes my help point a +2 instead of
Oh.
a +1.
Ooh, what is that?
It's our improvement on the crew theme.
It's
Which
so
we never
cool that
use.
Viv knows. It's like very great to have a bunch of players that know the system to be able to bust that stuff out.
and we've had that
Nice
for a
job,
long
yeah.
time and
That's
never
a very
use
good
it.
thing too. You should
Yeah.
use it if we're, especially towards the end. I know we're not going to use it again. So
Viv's on
once
top
per
of it.
session, when you use a juice point to help or interfere with another crew member's move, you gain 1 more point of juice to do so. So is it just juice or is it help points?
Oh,
Are
that
juice
would
points
be-
different from help points?
That was my
technically-
question. Yeah.
Technically speaking, okay, so we've sort of fudged this a little bit. We like treat a help point as just a +1, but technically a help point is juice. So like it's giving somebody a status or a story tag or something like that.
Okay.
And
okay.
so the only thing that varies from that is I've ruled because there's no chat point in the book. Chat point is just a pure +1 to a
Okay.
roll, which is better than a help point.
Mm.
It's more powerful than a help point.
But not a
So then
juice.
I'll give two help point, like I'll use tight like that on my help point to Penny. So that's a +2 for me.
Amazingly helpful. Thank you very much. So we have a total of +3
Now, having said that, and I hate to
so
say
far.
is that the oh no, I don't think the status of mysterious applies because that was for the professor.
Yeah.
This room is not mysterious on its own. I'm going to rule that it's not.
And this is a flashback, I'm assuming, from as soon as the person left.
Why-
It's
Why is it a
photos, photos.
flashback?
Yeah,
Oh,
I wanted to
yes.
get the chance. I mean, I was taking pictures since we first entered when he wasn't in the room.
Yeah.
So the premise is when he's not here, we're taking the photos.
Did you say that you were doing that? And I
Yes.
just
Yeah.
Okay. Then it's not a flashback. I will not charge you with a flashback. But in order for it to be effective, you do have to succeed at a roll. Otherwise, it is not only ineffective, but something bad happens.
It could very well. Let's find out.
All right.
Well,
Mild
Mild
success. Okay,
success.
spend your juice 1 for 1. Uh-oh. The problem is, in order to get an ongoing story tag, you needed a 10 or higher.
yep.
So you can
that's
give
fine.
yourself a little bit of a buff, but once you leave this room, once the scene ends, or well, actually it only lasts for 1 roll, actually, the photos will mysteriously not develop, or you cannot take information out of this room for some reason.
Maybe we can use your pictures to investigate the fisherman or the fisher king or whatever fisherman.
The founder, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
whatever
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, because that was what we came here for. So I can investigate that, and if you want, you can give me your juice.
If you think Penny's juice will be helpful, then you're welcome to it.
Well,
I don't
here
wanna
is
roll
what
it.
I imagine you could do with the pictures to make the pictures useful. Is you don't know what this fisherman looks like, but Chuck does. So maybe Chuck's scrolling through the pictures to see if there's anybody that he recognizes.
Yeah. So
Okay,
Chuck does
yeah,
the
that could-
investigation.
Yeah, Chuck can do the investigation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Goldie's going to help me. And because I get a +1, but I'm also going to get a -1 because Goldie has no idea what I'm doing because it doesn't understand orders. So I'm just rolling with the 3 juice, I think. Is that right?
Well, hold on a second. Now,
Uh,
I've got nothing
we
else
are
that can do it.
we are glossing over. So Chuck, you have bruised 1. That's probably not going to affect this.
No.
But So the 3 Jews, you're going to give him a status of what, or a status of what? Like, I'm not sure what the status is.
Follow the dots.
What
Right.
Penny was trying to do was she was trying to take pictures that she could go into later. Now, some magical effect making it so the pictures don't develop makes perfect sense. I guess what we're trying to do in that case is, as she's taking the photos, the story can be that this looks like kind of like a fisherman. Do you see that? And then we
Okay.
can
All right.
transition over.
+3. Give
So
yourself
yeah,
a
+3.
Okay. So I've actually got pluses here, which I didn't expect. That can't be right. So it's done. So yeah, I've got minuses and pluses, and that's about it. So yeah, I'm just going, okay, which one's? And Goldie in the background is trying to go through stuff, and you just don't want to see what Goldie's doing, making a mess. Let's do our investigation with a total of +4, because I'm going to do a chat dice on that too.
Okay.
Because I think it might be a nice time to use that chat luck.
Yeah, that's fine. So wait,
Yep.
do you have any tags that apply?
No.
Okay.
Well, I've got one tag which I'm using Goldie to help, but Goldie doesn't understand is what I'm actually trying to do. So Goldie's also having a weakness on top of the same help, countering yourself out. That's what I'm
so you're
saying.
invoking a weakness tag. Okay,
Yes, which is countering the fact that I'm using that same thing.
got it.
I'm countering its own self. So everything is everybody else's stuff. That's
What
actually
is the
helping me.
weakness tag that you're invoking?
Like the troll doesn't actually understand orders, like complex
What is
orders.
the exact tag that you're invoking?
The exact tag I'm invoking is a vicious monster, which is Goldie, which is the troll trying to help me, but doesn't actually know how to help, so it's cancelling itself.
I'm not.
So you got
gonna
a
let you
troll
invoke
trying to research as well, but doesn't know even how to
that.
read.
That doesn't apply. Trying
Trying to be cheeky.
Nice try.
It's a funny picture in the background though.
Yeah.
And she's like unending boxes trying to find something.
Nice try.
Trying.
I want a free attention.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty much. Well, that's happening anyway. I'm just not going to get it. But either way, so it's just a straight 4 with the chat
It's very
dice and 3
narratively
juice.
cute. I like it.
But that's what's happening in the background. Goldie, like the troll, is going through books and just throwing, throwing and throwing while we're actually looking and doing our investigation.
There's no care for the library system at all.
It's a 9.
Success.
What a terrible roll.
I didn't see the numbers. Oh, 3 and a 2, yeah.
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 Okay. That's all right. You still got a mild success. Good for you. So you can spend. Oh, you know what? I didn't ask you a question, did I?
Nope. I was waiting.
Sorry. Let's go back. We're gonna
It's
roll
okay.
back the clock a little bit.
Ollie gets 1 flashback.
I was going to remind you afterwards so we could.
I get a million flashbacks.
We won't charge for the flashback.
Okay.
unlimited power.
What? Okay. I'm going to introduce a concept to you. It is, well, I'm going to start to give you the outlines of a concept, but one of the things that you feel is normal in this city, it's so normal that you don't spend time thinking about it. You just assume that's the way life is. But life in the city is hard. You don't really have anything to compare it with, but it seems like people really struggle. Most people do. There's some very powerful people, rich people. You have seen, even David Nguyen, rich, successful guy, still met an untimely death. It seems like life in the city is hard. It's dreary. It's, there's corruption, there's crime. Even the cops are corrupt. It's, people struggle to make it day to day. There's death all the time. It seems like there is an undercurrent of suffering in the city, and that infects every person you feel. And given that broad observation of city life, what do you think is the if you could identify it, what's the sort of pain that your character has that you don't talk about, you keep it sort of buried, maybe from even yourself? What is your, I don't know, we could call it secret pain. How would you describe it? Just give me the broad strokes.
Okay. So one of the key factoids in Penny's life is that she runs homeless shelters inside of her pictures. Because if they go in there, they can stay there for a night. It's not cold in there because it doesn't have a temperature. So they can come out the next day, they can get a good night's sleep, and they're not freezing out in the cold. I think the reason why she does that, and I'm just making this up on the spot, is that she had an aunt that lost her business after it was ransacked and robbed, and the insurance wouldn't pay out. Corrupt officials made it so that she couldn't get the payout that she needed. She couldn't sue anybody. All the law firms couldn't do her no bono, so she lost her home, she lost her business, she became homeless, and as she was homeless, she committed suicide. And I think that's one of the main factoids, one of the main drives behind Penny's desire to help those in need, because she's seen firsthand what that can do to a close family member who came over on the weekends and played with her when she was much younger, when she was a much happier woman.
Thank you for that. I may have further questions that
Aunt Lucinda, which is a very stereotypical name.
What's that?
Aunt Lucinda.
Lucinda, okay. Just in case I need to call back to that, I don't know if I ever will. Maybe we'll never talk about this again. But in
maybe
case
she didn't die.
Yeah, who knows? All right, good. Now, Chuck, you rolled a mild success. You can spend your clues 1-to-1 to ask me a question about the subject of the investigation. I'm required to give you a straight answer or a solid lead. And then I may or will invoke one of the 3 complications.
You're going to put me in danger, aren't you?
I'll probably ask you a question.
Damn, I like danger. Oh, well. What's the fisherman's name? The person that we know as the fisherman.
Okay, you scrolling through the camera, looking at the pictures. You stop on one. It's an old black and white. You can see it kind of obscured because Penny took the pictures fast. And you're like, holy shit, that's the guy from my dreams. See, I told you I wasn't making it up. It's a picture of a person cutting a ribbon, right? He has a top hat, has a fancy suit it's an old-timey outfit. He's got the pocket watch. He's kind of dressed like Graham, but he doesn't look like Graham. He seems like actually a very well-to-do person. He's got a very, very nice outfit, although of course it's a little bit blurry. And it says, the caption is, Payne cuts ribbon on his newest enterprise, the Aurora Glassworks. And you see behind him sort of a factory looking thing.
Is it spelled Payne like P-A-Y-N-E?
P-A-Y-N-E.
Knights of Payne Town.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what that means. It's probably a coincidence.
It's always a coincidence.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Urban Payne. You have 3 more questions you can ask. In fact, I gave you a free one right there. I said Aurora Glassworks.
Mm-hmm.
That probably doesn't mean anything. So I should have charged you 2 clues, but I will not.
Thank you, Polly. You're always amazing. Just trying to suck up the consequences of this. What else? Is it the same person? This fisherman and the glass, the person, the fisherman person, or Corbin Payne? Is that the same other person from? Oh, I know. When was this stuff? Just when?
This was a long time ago. It was. so long ago, like you've never heard the name Corbin Payne, so he must be long dead.
Mm-hmm.
Come to think of it, though, you do know that you go to Payne University, and it does stand to reason, that well, it seems like your dream wasn't actually a dream. It might have been a message from somebody, and it occurs to you that Corbin Payne may have actually, it might be named after him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, come to think of it, the basketball stadium, if you think about it now, Payne Stadium, the technical name for it, I don't know why you didn't think of this before. Well, it's a football stadium. Sorry, you're a football player. Football stadium.
That's why I didn't remember, because it's the basketball stadium. I don't care. Like that's why I didn't remember.
Oh yeah, you're right. The basketball arena is called, like, the technical name for it is the Corbin Payne Arena. But people just call it Payne Arena. But they call it the Payne. They call it the House of Payne. That's what the students call it. It's a.
Sounds like WWE or something.
Well, it's just
the
a cute
wrestling
name
arena.
for the because the basketball team is perpetually number one in the league.
Because they're the only one.
Yeah, how does it feel to be the only football team and not be the number one? Apparently, that's embarrassing. Is this like one of those scenarios where like we're just realizing this, and like this is something that has just been there the whole time? And
Yes.
Is it like obscured? Like almost
Yes.
like now we.
Yeah, you're like,
hate
why
this
haven't I
stuff.
thought of that before? Like, why haven't I ever cared? Like we go to Payne University, but why did we never ask why it's called that? It's named after this guy. Interesting.
Oh yeah, there's a statue round back of a weird top hat.
Yeah, right. Huh. Now that I think about it, that's a statue of Corbin Payne. Weird.
If anyone's got any other questions, like any ideas?
But you asked how old the photo was.
Yeah.
Ask what the Aurora Glassworks is, because we don't actually know what it is. We just know the name.
Okay, what's the old Glassworks?
All right, so you do a little bit more research, and you find out that the Aurora Glassworks, has been around for 100 years, and you do historical research to find out when it was started, but you quickly, you do a couple searches, on your phone to like, is this still around? It's still open. In fact, you're able to determine that the Aurora Glassworks constructs a huge percentage of the glass that's used in the entire city. It's a major source of glass. And for some reason, I don't know, when you're looking up the stuff on the Aurora Glassworks, on your phone, it's got a little sheet of glass, of course, on there. And I don't know if it's the lighting or if it's the mood, but for some reason the glare, when it bounces off the glass on your phone when you're doing the search, it just looks beautiful for a second.
Almost like an aurora.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the fourth
shimmer.
or fifth time that's been mentioned by you about glass specifically. There's something going on with this glass.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I don't think so. I think you're wrong.
Oh, God.
Is he still alive? Like, how long ago was it?
Well, if the Glassworks have been around for at least 100 years, so surely he's not alive.
There is nothing you can find that says Corbin Payne is alive. In fact, it does seem, through your research, I'll answer this question if you're willing to spend a clue.
Yeah.
He sort of went Howard Hughes, it looks like. He sort of like holed himself up in a building somewhere, and he became a recluse. And you read a suggestion that he might have been shot by somebody and killed at some point.
I suppose a question could be who shot him, but
That's out
Yeah,
of
that's our
questions
last
because
question.
I know.
But yeah.
Cool.
okay, cool. We found
And I
out
cannot,
something.
by the way, I cannot ask you a question because I did say certain things. I gave you a part true and part false answer.
Okay. So you can still expose me to danger, can't you?
No, because I can
Oh,
only
yeah.
choose one.
Okay.
I gave you
So-
one answer that was part true and part false. So I was intending to ask you a question, but instead I chose to lie.
Well, thank you for lying.
Hide.
And now we don't know which one it is.
I'm
But
good.
you do have more questions, I think, right? You have 4 questions,
was-
and you've only used, I don't know, we'll say 3.
Okay. So who killed? Oh no, where? Well, I'll ask everybody else. Where or who killed? Like, where was his
Who?
recluse, or like,
Oh,
who?
where was his recluse? Yeah, that's a good
or
question.
I think where was his recluse? Because we can find out who killed him later.
okay? So where did he hole up?
I'm gonna say that you cannot find that information right now.
Okay.
But that's not gonna charge you with a clue because I'm not giving you any answers on
Yeah.
that. I'm just saying you don't know. You don't know. It would take more research.
Okay. So it would be what, like, who killed? Oh,
Either who killed him, or is that same person who's supposedly 102 years old in the same picture with him?
is there any link between him and
Yeah.
Esther?
Esther.
Monahan.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
You don't. There's no obvious link. There's no link that you can tell from that. Ask me something more specific.
Yeah, I mean, who shot him is a good question. If that was one of our questions. So.
Yeah.
Why don't I tell you this? I'll tell you this. And then this is going to be fuzzy. But in your research, you see that through enough pinpointing of different articles that have Esther Monahan and Corbin Payne, in fact, you see one article that says Corbin Payne introduces the article says, you know what, I'm going to give you this. Corbin Payne, in the old-timey voice, Corbin Payne today announced to the denizens of Payne Town the new director of the city's famous asylum where criminals will be rehabilitated to be released to society to do good. Stay tuned. Corbin Payne announced that I was going to say Deborah, but Estelle. Wait, what's her name? Estelle
Esther.
Monahan is to take over as the new director of the asylum.
Isn't it Payne Town?
What's that? Yeah.
What is
It says
Payne Town?
quote. It's in quotes. Payne Town. Payne Town.
Because he's the one who runs the town. Payne Town is his town.
Is this it? Because we just kind of always call it the city, right? Like we don't actually ever call it anything, right? Is that like where I'm getting the vibes of? Like we've never called the city anything but the city.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
it's
right.
just weird. Yeah.
You never thought about it, and you're like, well, I guess back in the old days, people called it Payne Town.
That makes it-
Just as a as in quotes, like it was like something the way people say, people just call it Payne Town because Corbin Payne is a big part of the town or whatever. I guess that's fallen into disuse.
Yeah, maybe it kind of seems like maybe Corbin Payne is getting shifted around like the name sake. So maybe, you know, the name of the city and the name of the school, like, I mean, I'd never noticed it being called Payne University until we just read that. So do you think that maybe someone's trying to do what they did to us yesterday and like, or the other day, and trying to like erase him from like existence? Do you know what I mean? Like, does that make sense?
That's a terrifying thought, because I've never thought of that either, and I've never met these people in my life. It's just not something I think about. I don't know why I didn't think about it. But there's the Payne Courts, you know, in the school grounds. There's the Payne Flower Shop. There's the Payne Bakery just down the road, and then there's, of course, the Payne University. It's very odd. And
there's the House of Payne, but that's
House of Payne.
Something different, I think.
I think the carnival
I think
had
that's
a...
been-
Always
I think
spelled
that's-
Payne. Like, I don't know why we didn't say Pain when we called the basketball court the House of Payne. Like, why do they spell it Payne? I don't
Yeah,
know.
because that's what the House of Payne spelt like.
I'm very concerned that I never thought about
Oh no,
this.
the other, not the university. Yeah, I mean, I should shut up now around girls.
Payne,
And
like a
Chuck just
glass
goes red.
pane? Like a glass pane.
Yeah.
And that's why he owns the Aurora Glassworks.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like,
Correct.
that's funny.
And I'm telling you, there's something funky about that glass.
Well, maybe we should go investigate we should go look into that Glassworks company. I mean, it's the only tie that we have to him, and
Yeah.
if he's linked to Esther Monahan, it makes sense, right?
As you say that, something strange about that glass. You hear a glass shatter, and so I'm sorry. I got to change this SMS alert thing. It's kind of weird.
Did it sound beautiful just for a second, Polly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, should Karsh narrate the part, that part of it?
No, it's just like not the visually,
Just
but
a
like the
second.
sound.
No,
Just
like there's a lot going on, but just for a second, you're like, huh?
Sounded beautiful.
I think we've all, as characters now, experienced it at least once.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. I mean, is it too late to do that?
Want to look for the? No, we can just go there, right? I mean, is it still open? We'll find out.
Yeah.
I'm sure
find
Jeeves
out.
or
Yeah, ask Jeeves.
Oh,
what
Alta
time-
Vista
what time do they
knows.
close?
So the lights that are already dim start to now they dim further, and you hear this grandfather clock. You didn't notice it before, but it goes ding, ding, ding. And just on cue, Graham comes in through the door and says, "Oh, folks, we're closing up now, so you're gonna have to put everything back, and we'll see you next time."
Yep, thank you ever so much for having us. This is very fascinating. It's kind of one of those weird things. You never really think about these kind of things. They are what they are, right? But I see why they matter.
Whatever do you mean?
I just
Nothing.
yeah, just weird.
How so?
history is
curious,
cool.
I mean, we don't always have people coming in here, trying to learn about the greatness of the city that we live in. But weird how? Tell me a little bit. We can close up in a few minutes.
I don't want to. Yeah.
What did you find out? What did you learn?
I didn't really learn very much, to be perfectly honest with you. I was mostly taking the notes, but
I mean, what'd you learn?
I learned that
No.
history is cool, and we need to fund this, and we need to study history in school.
That's right,
I-
son.
yeah, agreed.
Have you ever seen such a large collection of very old stuff in one
This guy's
place?
penis is like so small, and this is
Um,
the only flex that he has.
we had to go to an old folks home
Okay.
one time as part of the football team, but I don't think that's what you mean.
All right, then. I'm going to need to ask you all to leave now. You of course can come back tomorrow. The hours are all the same.
Could I write a little tabloid piece on this wonderful piece of cultural amazingness of our city?
Well, I'll tell you what. We usually don't like to advertise this is not really for publication in a broad Broadway. I've got an idea. Why don't you come back tomorrow and we can talk about it? And perhaps I will check in with I don't know how to give an interview, but we have I'm certainly one of our academics would be happy to talk to you. Perhaps you could do an article about that. But I don't know. You could come back tomorrow. We'll be here.
I will come back at post haste as soon as the time allows. Thank you very much.
Well, would you like to make an appointment?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I have a rather busy schedule, so I'd have to make it after I know what's happening elsewhere. I'm sorry. I'm not going to commit you to a time I possibly can't keep with you. It wouldn't be fair.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you to roll because you said, "Can I do an article?" And now you're sort of begging off. I don't know if I wanted
to do a tabloid piece on what I've seen so far, not an interview. That's what I was saying.
I see. Well, what do you mean? Okay, so he is okay. Do you want him to keep asking you questions, or would you like him to stop asking you questions?
I mean, I don't really need to know anything else. At this point, I'm trying to stay in his good graces and act like the only reason I was here was to write a piece for the school paper.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Because he, of course, doesn't necessarily believe you. He doesn't really, he's just a guy and, well, he just works here. However, I think you need to roll sneak around. And I say that because if you succeed, then he will have been deceived in such a way that will foreclose further intrusion by the historical society.
Okay.
Would it be convince or sneak around?
Sneak around, because you're being deceptive. You're trying to fool him into thinking that, you're just here to do research on the original city, because you're lying. You're.
Oh, I'm lying to him, 100%.
Being deceptive. So that's
I'm
sneak around.
I am trying to lie to him to make him feel like I'm just doing a piece of a paper on this culturally important building, not really caring what it's for.
Yeah, and let's say you could fool him, right? But you have to succeed at this role. And I will tell you this: he has a custom move. Ooh. It is. If you're trying to deceive him, he has alert 2.
Okay, we have.
So use those chat dice if you got them.
I have got one. from a certain somebody. Never heard them before in my entire life. Thank you ever so much, fellow Twitch user. Yes, very good.
Did someone just give you a chat die that I missed out?
No, it was me.
No.
Yeah. All right.
It was the one I
Well,
gave
I
earlier.
ruled that okay, but I'm going to revisit that ruling at some point, I feel.
Technically speaking, would have gotten one last week anyway, because there was 4 given.
I don't care.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'm
Paul wasn't here,
gonna,
so
I'm still going to consider.
Technically speaking, you could have been using last week's one.
All right, fair enough. Enough.
I'm happy not to use it as well.
I take it back. No. I'm just playing.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we have relevant is snooping around. Seems pretty relevant. Aware of every tiny moment. She knows when he's looking at her. She knows when he's a bit sus.
Okay.
And my own type of eccentric, because she's trying to worm her way around a specific conversation. So it's the way that she's speaking to him.
And I'm going to invoke accidental offense.
That's perfect. I was about to say, a weakness tag wouldn't DB that. Maybe even truth as well. Doesn't always matter.
No, because in this case, truth doesn't actually matter.
No, it doesn't. You're right. That's why I was invoking it.
That would be a plus, in this case.
Okay, so that's a relevant of power 3, and then we're doing sneak around. Great success.
Oh, you did it. Okay, so everyone that falls for it. It's like, okay, well, it's always nice to have a student of history here. Feel free to check in when you're ready to write your article. Perhaps we can get one of our academics on it.
Thank you ever so much. It's very
all
good.
Right, well,
you've been such a gracious host.
Oh, thank you. Well, I take pride in our little foundation, and our ability to keep the city's best history in one place. Goodbye, everybody. Please make your way out through the double doors, and happy history hunting.
If they had a TV screen, it'd be much more easier to do history. You track so much more people.
That guy is a psychopath. I'm
Why'd you say
genuinely
that?
concerned for his mental. He was changing his voice every other second,
Yeah, like
and
he
now he's
had
changing his
familiar-
story every other second. He's
You
lost the
know-
plot.
You know,
just-
I think honestly, I just think he's like, you know what I mean, like
Hmm?
just a little. You know, he's compensating. I mean, obviously.
Oh, I
with
see.
The book.
Oh,
You
maybe
know how guys do it with like trucks? That's his truck. His big white truck is.
his big white truck is his dusty bookshelf because
It's
for
his
the same
dusty
reason he
bookshelf.
never sees any action.
Just because a boy has a sports car does not mean they're overcompensating.
Chuck, no one said anything about sports cars.
But do you have a sports car?
Not anymore.
Oh,
And he blushes.
good for you.
Not when I found out there's a stereotype. I got rid of that thing.
It was like my.
I don't want to lose my scholarship.
Yeah, I don't know. What are we gonna? Is the Aurora Glassworks still open or?
Well, it was a late afternoon when you arrived there. It was like 4:30, and you were there for several hours, or at least a few hours. So it's night. It's well and truly. Now you walk out the doors and it's dark. It's still raining. It's colder than ever. You're like, wow, it's cold. In fact, I don't remember when it's been this cold, but that was a sort of a passing thought. It's almost sleet, the rain coming down, but it's still rain.
This might be a time to end scene as well.
Yeah.
Going to montage.
Okay, well, if you're done, if you don't know what you're going to do next,
Well-
if you're go ahead.
I just think it's a
think
nice
we've got some
time.
strong-
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. And cut. That's what I should do.
Yeah.
Okay, let's now do a downtime if that's what you want to do, real quick.
Geek out and downtime and all the
Geek
bits.
out. That's geeked out. Probably.
Oh, you mean we're done with the session?
Well, that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
and it's 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
we're 3.5 hours.
Okay, that's fine.
So
Yeah.
I think
All right,
if
let's
we,
end the session right here.
I just thought if
Excellent
we
work.
go into another scene, we'd be pushing time. Really.
Sorry, I lost track.
Yeah,
It's
was been
easy to
fun.
do when you're having fun. Yeah.
we didn't do our first roll for like an hour and a half. It's
Yeah.
been
Yeah, I like having more
yeah.
rolls usually, but at least we were being productive.
Yeah.
The role play was as such that we, just weren't into that point. That's almost awesome in a way.
Oh, good.
Well done, us. Pat on the back.
All right, good. I'm glad. Okay, so let me end. Let me give you a quick. Let me see if I can come up with a cool cutscene. I'll tell you what. Let's do geek out during the credits, and I will try to come up with a cutscene to sort of leave you with something before next week, so we can end on like a little bit of a cliffhanger instead of just walking out of a library. Well, that was good.
and in holidays right there.
We
Yeah.
learned a hell of a lot.
So in the geek out during the credits move, you can choose one of three things. Everybody gets to choose one of the things. You can answer how has the crew grown this session, which character had the most meaningful interaction with your character this session, or which of your themes is under the most strain, and if it collapses, what will show up in its place. Whoever would like to go first can go first. A lot of times it takes a second for somebody to think about it. If you're thinking, oh, okay, Mavis, tell us.
I'm already going. Me and Penny had a lot of stuff this session, so I'm gonna give a help point to Penny, because I feel like we got pretty close. Also,
Okay.
because Penny asked me for my number, and I am a big old lesbian. And
Hey,
I'm
all
very
right, there you go.
so like, even if Penny wasn't flirting, I am
You're
dumb
like-
lesbian, and I was very happy.
It's not, no, yeah.
So,
All
yeah,
right.
I'm gonna do that.
I'm going to take, for the opposite reason, a hurt point for Penny because she wouldn't let me stay in her, now that you got a free bed in your apartment, in the dorm.
In the girls' dormitory in the university. Yeah. But no, that does make perfect sense.
I know that sounds really bad.
But no, it does make perfect sense for Chuck
It
in
makes
my
sense
mind.
for Chuck.
Makes sense for Chuck, yes.
I feel like I completely agree. Definitely had the most meaningful interaction with Mavis, but I feel like I'm gonna put a focus onto the science room if possible, because I feel like that was put to amazing use today by the other group. So I think paying attention to the crew theme, if I'm allowed to do that on their behest,
Yeah.
because they use the science room to such great effectiveness.
That levels up the crew theme. Woo.
Is that a level up? I've only got
Yeah,
one.
we had two attention.
Okay.
And for me at least, I usually keep up with that stuff. Cool. So
We'll figure out something
next week. Yeah.
I had totally forgotten all the stuff in the back of the crew
Same.
team.
I honestly forgot you could flip the cards.
Yeah. And the title like that was like really early on, back in the prelude, I think, that we picked up that one, and we never use it.
It's a very useful thing.
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay, so I'm going to give you sorry.
Has to go.
Did everybody go? Everybody went?
Has to go.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to give you one last scene to leave on before we go. My name's Polly. I'm a streamer. You can find me at Polly People. I'll also be here, twitch.tv/Polly People. I'll also be here tomorrow if we're going to have a session. Possibly not. If we are, I'll be here. Now, here on Goblin Cave TV. The scene opens in black and white. You see a big mahogany desk with a large glass picture window behind the desk, overlooking the hills of the city. It's the camera, the person behind the desk is obscured from the camera angle by a lamp or something like that. You can't see her face. You can see maybe his long hair, whatever, long gray hair. The camera pans around such that you're behind, so you still can't see the person's face. And you see somebody come in the door. There's a door on the other side that comes in, a person with like a fedora, like a gangster looking outfit. I don't know. Sort of like one of the people you might have seen in the Shark Tank. Comes in, the camera pans back around, and you don't see the person's face. Wait, actually you do for just a second. The person's face, you think the person kind of looks like Honeylip, right? But the camera moves so fast you can't quite see. Now you're behind the person you think is Honeylip. You see the back of his head. He's got the fedora, and you see the person behind the desk. It is Esther Monahan. Looks much, much older than the picture you saw in the newspaper. And he says, you can hear his voice. He says, "Dr. Knight, if I presume." And she responds, "I think you must have me mistaken with someone else. I'm Esther Monahan. I'm the director of this facility. Dr. Knight, I already met with the boss. I'm here to work with you." Cut. We cut to black.
Cool.
But it's like one of those perfect little cutscenes. Yeah, that's good. I like that. It's something to think about in the back of your brain.
Right. I got to leave that open to see, maybe that'll go somewhere. Maybe it won't. I don't know. I might have just made it up.
And this is why you should kill everybody in the adventures so the MC doesn't
If you
bring
don't
them
kill
back.
them, I'll bring them back.
No, don't do the
might be
Mobo
back.
Hobo. That's not.
If you go over to Herbo, they're just going to throw worse stuff at you.
Yeah,
At
no.
least you know what you're fighting.
and that's not the style of game, especially that. We forgot to outros. Paul, who are you? Where can people find you? Nice and quickly.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yep.
Hello, everyone. My name is Paul. I like to stream around, especially doing a lot of the role play. I like to play on the Action Sturge or the Action Sturge on Twitch TV. On Galabond, he makes a fantastic bunch of YouTube archives. Definitely go check him out on YouTube. And then the Crazy Kittens podcast, which is coming out. It's like a comedy role play podcast. Great fun to watch. Highly recommend checking it out. But more importantly, come back, same bat channel, same time. Come back here.
Okay. Oblivivian. I almost got it.
Oblivivian. Hey, my name is Viv. I used to Twitch stream a lot, so I do have a Twitch stream that I might start up again soon if I have time. Just saying it, not confirmed, but it is probably going to happen because I'm getting pretty bored with just gaming by myself. But I'm mostly
follow
on Instagram
her in
and
case.
Twitch. Follow me in case. I'm cool anyways, so follow me on Twitch. I mean, not on Twitter and Instagram. So that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Now, Polly, you did your outro of who you are.
Yeah, I
Yep.
did mine already.
So, I do want to say tomorrow may or may not have a game. I'm really sorry about this. We have people cutting down trees just right outside the window here. Don't have a time, and that's the catch. Like, we don't have a time yet. Hopefully we'll get a time and find out when they're going to be here. But it's going to be late notice if we're going to be here or not. Just because it's going to be super loud. While I can deaden out and remove the sounds from the mic, I won't be able to hear. And that's we've had this before.
That's going to be a problem. Yeah.
Yeah. So it might not go ahead. We'll try. We'll see. But it is what it is. We're going to be raiding. One of the things I wanted to say. This chapter has a lot about psychology and psychological issues. If you're in Australia and you need psychological help or you need assistance, you're feeling down and whatnot, please contact Lifeline or Beyond Blue. Look them up online. I've got Lifeline's number here, which is 13 11 14. They've got 24-hour hotlines. Beyond Blue also is a great resource. It's okay to reach out for help. It's actually the smartest thing to do is actually to reach out for help and not ignore it. I just really wanted to point that out before going to our own bits and pieces, but please, very important. So we're going to be, who are we rating? Rating a new person that we haven't rated before. I believe the Thor. I can't even pronounce their name, of course. The Thorgor. They are playing Call of Cthulhu at the moment, and they look like they've got some great stuff happening. And so I'm just going to do that raid now. Yeah, I was looking up the Beyond View and everything else stuff. So thank you everyone coming in. Thank you everybody here. It's been really fun. I really enjoy City of Mist, and thank you, Polly, for putting this on for us. So yeah, let's go to our bits and pieces and see you tomorrow or the next day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.